Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games, episode 256. It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. And it is a morning show. And that's all I got for you.
Yes, it is.
That's all I got.
Yeah, we're done. You know where to find us.
Don't expect nothing else from me for the next 2 hours of your life. Woo!
I highly doubt that.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning to everyone. And we got to start with Chris because we done seen the pictures.
Yeah, we do.
And we want to know.
Right?
What in the world happened with that old lip sync battle? I mean, those pictures were who took those pictures, number one? They're like the most crisp and clear, should have been in a magazine picture.
Look nice, man.
I don't know what magazine. Like some kind of freaky lip sync magazine?
Lip sync battle, yeah.
Right?
Lip Sync Monthly.
Yeah. Tight red pants, bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger's Weekly.
Ginger's jumping.
That could be another one.
Musical Ginger. Sorry.
Musical Ginger.
Carry on, Chris.
That's funny.
It was just one of the guys I had that works up there with me. I'm usually the one taking the photos because I'm not the one on stage.
Yes, you are.
So I had to quickly recruit somebody who's taken pictures for us before, but I just made sure that I had all the settings for the camera set. And I was like, look,
point and
here's
shoot.
everything's right. Just point it, shoot it, make sure this little red thing that lights up when you hit the button, make sure it's on a person. That way they're in focus. And
That's great, man.
And the crazy thing is so I had been shooting photos of the event all week long.
Yeah.
And I had like a 32 gig card, and I had maybe like, I don't know, 5 gigs worth or more, a little bit more on the card. And I was like, that's plenty for him. He ended up almost filling it. Like
what?
Oh, wow.
He was just
Wait, it
laying
take 3
down on
million pictures?
Yeah, he was just so I had it on to where it's rapid fire, and he was constantly just shooting, which worked out better because then I had way more that I had plenty of options, and I could just weed out the ones I didn't need, and I could get the one where somebody was doing something cool or making a really awesome rock star face or something. So it actually worked out, but I'm lucky that he didn't completely fill a card.
That's crazy, and you don't want to have to go through all them pictures.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of pictures, Doc.
Well, but it's pretty easy, like with Lightroom, to just futz through them real quick and rate them as you go, and then you can just say, "Show me only the rated ones," and it reduces, the 200 I eliminated or whatever.
That's cool.
It's actually pretty quick and easy.
Nice.
And
you're a pro.
Well, yeah.
That's right.
I've been down. I've done this rodeo before, so I know what I'm doing. So it went really well. Everybody, all the different acts performed really well. There was 6 in total that went, and so there was round 1. 2 people competed, round 2, different 2 people competed, and then the winners of each of those rounds went to the finals.
Oh,
so you can see on the photos, I have 2 different outfits.
That's right.
So that means that I competed in one round and I won and advanced to the finals.
Yeah, you did.
And I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging or anything, but I did claim, Nostradamus over here, that if I did it, I was going to win it.
God.
And I won it. So
Yeah, you did, baby. Yes, you did.
I got the little microphone trophy that says 2017 Lip Sync Battle winner.
Oh,
nice.
Was it close, Chris?
Yeah, I actually thought when I went up there and did against the second or the last one in the final round, it was against this group that was doing Spice Girls songs, and they were all dressed up like the Spice Girls, and they were choreographed and in sync and all that kinds of stuff. So I was like, man, okay, so we've got three judges, 2 of them are female, and we have an all-female group singing about female empowerment.
Yeah,
and they're choreographed and they're doing a really good job, and their costumes are awesome. It's like I'm up against a tough battle here.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Was their first round song a Spice Girl song?
Yeah, so that's the one thing.
Oh, well, that's the problem.
Well, the one thing about it is that we only have an hour to do the whole thing because they just don't have time to extend it. So there doesn't really allow for like full costume changes. There's not enough time for that. So for them, it worked out better in the sense that, I mean, they were decked to the nines. I mean, they looked like the Spice Girls. So they wouldn't have had time to go to a bathroom or something and change into a whole different outfit.
You could do something.
Well, I kind of got around it because all I did was I kept the same tight red pants on. I just changed
Yeah,
my
you
shirt
did.
and my jacket
Yeah.
and put on a bandana. So I had a costume change, but I mean, it was like the fastest costume change ever.
No, they could have too. That could have been the factor.
Well, yeah, I guess
Or they could have,
but
been Destiny's Children or something like that the second time. You know, so you can't
Right.
you can't be the same group
they would have had
twice in a
too many
row
people.
and think you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Well,
That's true.
people have been the same. Actually, no, I guess I guess
Not going
they
up
haven't.
against
I was
Chris
gonna
McCracken.
say,
You know, Chris
I was gonna
McCracken ain't
say
gonna
I
pull no
thought they
punches.
people had done 2 before, and they made it to the finals, but they didn't win win all the way.
You doggone
So I
right.
guess-
Because by the time you watch them the second time, you're like, oh, I've seen this
Mm-hmm.
just 3 minutes ago.
Well, I'm going to say this. They did an awesome job, and I actually thought I was going to end up losing to them. I was like, yeah, I don't know that this is going to happen. And then when they called my name, I was like, oh, shoot, like, man, I did it. I pulled it off because they really brought it the second song. So, but it was a lot of fun. We ended up raising a lot of money for the charity, and now I get to think about what am I going to do next year because I'm going to have to defend my title, you know?
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
man.
Heck yeah. Hopefully you don't get fired.
And that, yeah.
That would be nice.
Since I'm just going to assume that's not going to happen, I got to
We're
start
hoping.
thinking because, I mean, it'll only be the 4th year this has happened, but there's never been a back-to-back champ.
Ooh,
So now the pressure's
Oh,
on.
man.
Oh man, I say you do Shaggy. It wasn't me next year.
Yeah,
It wasn't me.
yeah. We'll see if that one makes the cut.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll keep you informed.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations on the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that's
crown.
incredible.
Thank you.
And what else been going on? And what are you playing?
So this past weekend, originally, like back when the summer first started, we had slated this weekend as possibly a weekend we would take a little small vacation with our friends up from Oklahoma. But with all the stuff going on at work and then just, with all the house stuff, we just realized that wasn't going to be a thing. So what they did instead is they came down to our house for the weekend, just as like a little mini vacation, which is all it was going to be. Even if we went with them, we were just going to go somewhere and it was going to be something really small. It wasn't going to be like a big ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
But they came down here and stayed with us on Friday. They just kind of went around town and did things on their own because obviously Stacy and I were at work and I was busy winning a lip sync battle. And then on Saturday, we got to hang out with them for a little while, and then we ended up going to Medieval Times, which is something I've never done in my life.
Oh, it's so
Like,
great.
There's one
I can't
here in
believe you've
Dallas.
never done that.
Yeah, and there's one here in Dallas, and I think it's been here for as long as I can remember. I mean, I remember being a little bitty kid and seeing Medieval Times commercials on TV. But no, I'd just never gone before. The medieval thing has never been like something I'm really. It's weird because like in movies and like in video games, I think it's really cool and I like it, but I've never been one to like go to medieval things. It's not been like a big draw for me. So I guess that's why I've never been. But it was definitely cool to go finally and go with them and see like what it's all about. Our night was the black and yellow night.
Black and
he
yellow,
made it.
black and
Black
yellow.
and
He
yellow.
made it around. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so it was the
I was
Striper
really
night.
surprised they didn't play that song like over and over and over
I
because
mean,
they
why
played
not?
other songs. Yeah. He didn't end up winning the whole thing. The one that won everything was the Blue Knight, which is awesome because I like blue and go Cowboys. And then
There's a shock.
the whole storyline, that's the other thing is I don't know if they're always the same in everyone because I've never been to one, but I think the way that it works is that the winner of the tournament, if you will, changes every time and it's a different night. That's the way it was explained to me anyways. I don't know if that's actually the way it was. But the food was good. It was a neat little experience to finally go through. And then after that, we went home and we played a few games. We played Drawful, and that was one that we did with all of the
Nice.
kids. And then after the kids went to bed, finally got to jump into That's You.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
And I basically just have to echo the same sentiments as you guys. It
Yous
was
guys.
really, it was really fun,
Mm-hmm.
but it just felt like short.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I get it. And I will say this. I didn't know if I was going to like the whole app versus just doing it in a browser.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it worked out well. And I will say that of what I've played of Jackbox stuff, I don't own like a Jackbox party pack. The only one that I own is Drawful, but I've played, like Fibbage and some of the other ones at other events like at 200 and other places.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the way that That's You works, the game itself is more fun than any of the Jackbox games I've played. It's just that with the Jackbox stuff, there's more of it. Does that make sense?
And you don't have to download an app, which for some reason, and you don't have to be on the same server.
Yeah.
I mean, the same Wi-Fi with Jackbox, which I think is
Oh,
a
nice.
plus.
Well, both of those to me were pluses. I liked that. I mean, being on
Really?
the same wireless doesn't matter to me because we're in my house, so that really wasn't a problem.
Mhm.
I could see that being an issue somewhere else where everybody needed to be on something different.
Exactly, yeah.
And then the app, I actually really liked that too because I found it really snappy. I liked the whole process of to being able to take your own picture and stuff and adding that element
was
in there.
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
that was the
assuming
best
that would
thing
be
about
really
it.
hard to do or not doable just going through the browser, which is probably why they went the app route. I mean, there's definitely plus and minuses to both, but I feel like if PlayLink had a bundle of games and then you had Jackbox, I could see myself leaning more towards the PlayLink stuff. But because it's only one game now, and the other ones that are coming, you can pre-order them right now, and I don't know enough about them. I don't know if they're just one game similar to the way That's You is, but they're all $20, whereas Jackbox Party Pack is like $25 for like 5 games or something.
Yeah.
So Jackbox is definitely the better deal, seemingly right now. Until these other ones launch, and I know whether there's other games bundled or not, I don't really know. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I would definitely play it again. And I think we played it 2 times, and we didn't get any. I think we got maybe one of the. So the way that it works is the screen like moves to these different layouts, if you will.
Environments, yeah.
Yeah, environments. And only one time did we get it, which we only played it twice. But I was wondering, are we going to get a bunch of duplicates right away? And we only got 1 duplicate. So I don't know.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you guys ran into it differently where you got all the exact same ones over again or most of the same ones over again. But the questions were all different. They were the same style, but they were different. Like we never got the same question twice. So that was nice. I'm sure if we played it a third time, something would have duplicated by then. But it's a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see the direction that they go with this and if they continue on and if they start bundling them together or whatever. I think it could be a lot of fun. That's another thing that I really wonder. I wonder if each game is going to have its own app. That would be a bit of a pain. It'd be better if they just had a PlayLink app and you could use that for any of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It seems like because the app was called That's You, it makes me think that each game that they come out with is going to be its own app.
Yeah,
that would be a little bit of a little annoying.
That's clunky.
But it is what it is. We'll just have to see when the other ones drop. Outside of that, it's just been a lot of house stuff, just packing. We've been packing every single night. We're down to just the kitchen and our bedroom, pretty much.
Wow.
We haven't done the
great,
garage
man.
either. I guess we do still have that. That's probably going to be the last thing that we do. And then this coming weekend, my brother-in-law is coming into town. We're going to take out the stuff out of the storage unit that we do have, which we don't have very much in there, and we're going to move it to the garage because the following weekend, if everything goes the way it's supposed to, that's the weekend that we're going to actually move.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So we're gonna have the pod thing delivered like that Friday, and then we'll fill it up Saturday and have them pick it up like Sunday or Monday, something like that. So
And you are moving to?
that's still being worked out. We have options.
I
we
don't
know
know
that
how
we have
you
a
do
couple of
that.
options. Well, I mean, it's guaranteed I can go A or B, so I just pick A or B whenever I want to go, wherever I want to go. So there's just
Yeah, that's
logistical
true.
things I got to figure out. But I mean, it's not like I'm in woe, like, oh my gosh, am I going to have a place to live? It's like, no, I have a place to live. It's just where do I want to be and what's going to work out best for our commute to work and all this and that.
Mhm.
right.
So we pretty much have it narrowed down, but we want to work out a few more kinks. And then once it's shored up, then maybe I'll say like next week when it's all for sure and like written in stone kind of thing. Outside of that, game wise, I went ahead and did my Destiny 2 pre-order. I did pre-order the Hearthstone expansion, Knights of the Frozen Throne.
Oh, nice. Good job, man.
Yeah, because I all the cards that I've been seeing about that, and then I love how they're actually adding in the PvE stuff together with this expansion, whereas they used to be separate. So that's kind of cool. Looking forward to playing that. It actually drops tomorrow, I believe.
Oh, wow.
It might be if I can work it out and I have all my stuff still here, I might try to record like just opening up the card packs. I won't be able to do like a picture-in-picture. I don't have my green screen or any of that stuff. It's all packed away. But I might record that. That's probably gonna be like the last thing I get to record before I figure out where I'm gonna be and get all that situation set up. And I don't even know if I'm gonna have my full setup there or any of that kinds of stuff. So we'll have to figure all that stuff out later. But this might be my last hurrah for the YouTube channel for a little while until I get a new house.
There you go.
And then outside of that, it's been just Overwatch, which I'm sure we'll touch on this in the news stories. But the Summer Games event is back, so Stacey and I played some of that last night.
I didn't even
Didn't get any
realize that was
skins yet,
coming.
but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and it what's really cool is that the old skins are still available, which that was like the biggest question mark. When I was like,
Right.
okay, when these events come back, 1, are the same ones coming back, and 2, are the old skins that people weren't able to secure, are they going to be available? And they are available, and they're at a reduced cost. Last year's skins.
Oh, nice.
They're the same price as a normal legendary skin. So that was really cool. I was really happy to see that happen because that means whenever Halloween rolls around, because I didn't play the Halloween at all, I can finally
Yeah.
get the really cool skins I had last year that I didn't get, like the Reaper skin and the Zenyatta skin and a couple of other ones, Junkrat. So that was a lot of fun, and that's pretty much it for me.
Nice.
Nice, man.
Thank you.
Tim Router,
Yes, sir.
you are back from Michigan.
Back from Michigan. Piper's topic of the week. It's a twofer. Mr. Ed, of course.
Well,
and
yeah.
kindergarten.
Whatever.
Hey.
There you have it.
That's right.
Hey.
Mr. Ed
So,
goes
yeah,
to kindergarten.
She didn't even talk to me.
I know. That's how that goes.
She was a 5-year-old, huh?
That's 5 for you, brother. That's 5.
She's like, oh my
So,
gosh, I cannot wait to see him. And then you see him, he's like,
And back to YouTube,
But
kids.
Dolly,
Right?
Right. Yes, we drove up to Midland, Michigan this past week. We left on Wednesday, and it was a 9-hour and 40-minute drive or something like that. So it was actually really, really easy through Middle America, which was awesome. So Midland is kind of right. It's a little near Flint. It's right like down toward the base of Lake Huron. And we're seeing our friends, the Marshalls. They have 2 girls that just love Piper, and Piper loves them. And so we had a really, really great time. We ended up doing a day trip up to Lake Michigan and visiting all these cool little coastal towns. And man, I felt like I was in the Caribbean up there. The water is just so blue from that Great Lakes water. And it was just really cool. They had dunes there that I didn't even know existed. So we like climbed up to these dunes, and then it's like a straight drop off into the water, which was really cool looking.
nice.
It was a little chilly and windy and rainy that day, but that didn't damper our spirits. We still had a great time and just kind of exploring Michigan, man. It's a great state. It's beautiful, and we had a lot of fun. We went to a minor league game right there in Midland. They have the Great Lakes Loons, and they were playing the Fort Wayne Tin Cups.
Oh, wow.
Which is awesome, which is actually the team that I think Ed and Sarah were with down in Fort Wayne. So that was Piper's first ball game. She had a ball. We got a little baseball cap for her. She met the mascot, and it was also Star Wars night, which was really cool. So people were all dressed
Nice.
up. She got her picture with Chewbacca and Darth Vader and some stormtroopers, and they had fireworks at the end. So man, it was really, really cool. Michigan did us real proud. So it was awesome. We were
That's
really happy, and we would definitely go back and visit them anytime.
So
And then on the
Nashville doesn't have a baseball team?
We do.
No, we do. We just haven't got. In fact, that actually prompted us. We are going to go to a game this Friday. So yeah, they have the Nashville Sounds, and I think they scout for the Braves, I believe.
Do they?
And I think the Great Lakes Loons scout
Nashville
for
Sounds.
they scout for the Dodgers, the LA Dodgers. So there you have it. So yeah, it was really cool. Michigan was great. On the way back, we weren't able to link up with Ed on going up there because his brother-in-law came over, and we were actually running late. We didn't leave until like 10:30. So I'm like, hey, Ben, we're going to hit you on the way back. And I got to stop at in beautiful downtown Auburn, Indiana, at a coffee shop. And there's Mr. Eduardo. And Piper runs up to him, gives him a hug, then grabs her phone, eats a bagel, and doesn't talk to him the whole rest of the time.
Oh, jeez.
She was so excited to see you two. And then even after that, as we're driving, she's like, I miss Mr. Ed. I'm like, really? Because you
Like,
were on
no,
YouTube
you
Kids the whole
don't.
time.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Like, what are you talking about? But
That's
it was
all
great,
lip
man.
service now.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. I was so excited to see you anyway. And then afterwards that evening, I'm like, oh my gosh, we never got a picture together. So we never even took a shot of
I know,
to
right?
prove that we linked up, and it was great though. We just hung out at the coffee shop a
The
little bit.
sound scout for the Oakland Athletics.
Oh, the A's, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
I was
sorry.
like, that don't sound right, because I remember you being excited about who they scouted for, and
I
because
thought it was the Braves.
my childhood team,
Ah, there you go.
AAA
Okay, there you go.
affiliate of the Oakland A's. Oh,
There
nice.
it is. All right. Okay.
sorry.
For some
Just
reason,
before
I
we
thought
got
it was the
oopsed.
Braves.
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
Good
Exactly.
catch.
Mm-hmm.
So Ed, it was great to see you, man, and it was a lot of fun.
Did you guys just sit and
Yeah.
talk?
Back. Yeah, we just
Yeah, it
hung
was
out.
nice.
I got a latte. Lauren got a smoothie. Piper got a bagel.
Yep.
We just hung out and talked. So it was a lot. It was a lot
Piper
of
got
fun.
a bagel and some silence.
Bagel and some silence. Exactly. Yeah, dude, don't feel bad. That's 5 for you. That's pretty much how that goes. But she's been talking about you since we got back. So know
That's
that
funny.
you are still loved. all at the same time while being ignored.
Exactly.
Right.
I love you so much I can ignore you.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You guys are like an
Exactly.
old married couple.
That's right. Exactly.
He doesn't
So it
need
was-
to. He doesn't need for me to acknowledge him to know that I love him.
Exactly.
No, I still need.
It's
I
innate.
still do.
Yeah. We missed Sarah by one day because she was still out on tour. But I hope she got back safely, and clearly she did. Anyway, came back, and then on Monday we had a school picnic for Piper because she is starting the whole kindergarten process.
Yeah, is that this week?
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they do it. They so we had this picnic. Her teachers were there, but they were passing out popsicles to everybody, and it's really more actually for like 1st through 5th grade. Like they get to go and meet their teachers, hang out for a little bit, get their little parking passes and what have you. And so for us, we just kind of went there for a little bit, and then she's got a lot of friends from her soccer team. Most of her soccer team, in fact, are going to school at the same school, which is
nice.
Really great. So we got to link up with everybody. Some of our old neighbors who we've actually gotten really close to after, of course, we've moved. Both of their kids are in soccer too, so we hung out. So we had a little school picnic. The way this works now, Piper gets an assessment on Friday. Where she goes in and the teachers just kind of talk to her and answer and ask all these questions. They're just trying to feel her out to see how much she knows.
Did she talk to them? I'm just kidding. I wanted Ed to ask that question, but I don't know how to serve him the
exactly.
joke.
She'll just be on YouTube Kids the whole time while her teachers are talking.
So, what's your favorite color? She's like, meow.
Yeah, no.
YouTube.
No.
My favorite color is YouTube.
No, we've
Red,
now
white.
actually we've put a rule in that at the dinner table and while we're eating, no more phones and iPads,
man.
which is good, and she's doing well, which actually it's helping quite a bit. So she goes in for assessment, and then so that's Friday. Then on Monday it's parents' night, and that's when we find out who her teacher is.
Yep.
And then it's weird. So then. On Monday night, you find out who your teacher is, and then you either go into class the next day, Tuesday or Wednesday. Like you start school Tuesday or Wednesday. So like if she gets Tuesday, we have to turn around. She goes into school on Tuesday, but then has Wednesday off. And then officially they do half days Thursday and Friday of next week.
Right.
And then they start their full days the 21st, which just also happens to be the day of the solar eclipse. So,
that's right.
I mean, this is an amazing thing. I can't wait for this eclipse. It's coming right through Nashville.
Why is it such a big deal? I'm trying to understand because it only happens like every 15 years or something.
No, it's more like 50, 60 years.
Oh, is it that long?
It's going to be very, very dark, and it's going to be pretty cool.
Somebody asked me, they were like, "Hey, how long is the gap between eclipses?" I said, I think like when the cicadas come out.
Like every 13.
It's crazy because it feels like you always hear like, oh, blah, blah, blah only happens every 80 years. But I feel like every couple of years something's happening that only happens.
Right?
I feel like we had an eclipse last week. It's
There's
like
alternate
really,
space things that happen.
Spread out nicely.
Yeah, exactly. But it's funny because a lot of parents are taking their kids out of school, and they actually addressed it too. Like the kindergartners are going to still be inside, and they'll be able to watch it on a stream. Which I'm kind of like, that stinks.
Yeah.
We just heard like that metro schools up in the Davidson County area, they are going to cancel classes. So maybe Williamson County will follow suit, which would be really fun.
Wow.
Really?
It's not very often that on your first full day of school. Yeah, it happens for us. It'll happen about 11:30.
No.
And it lasts until about 2. The full eclipse lasts till about 2.
Okay.
So. But it's good. Yeah, it'll be really, really cool. It doesn't happen every day, but we'll see what happens. I mean, if she goes in, she goes in. If they decide to cancel school, that's awesome. But we'll see. So yeah, man, I got a kindergartner on my hands, as you do as well, Gabe, and it's pretty crazy.
That's right,
so
Bishop.
We're getting into that whole, hey, we're school parents now. So
I know every day.
I don't know what to think about that yet, but we'll see. On the gaming front, man, it is Mafia 3 all day, every day. I really love this game.
Nice. Good deal.
That was my white version, Gabe. Sorry. Every day, all day. I really love this game. I do agree with what I've heard before, and I think, Ed, you even mentioned there is a bit of a grind for some of these side missions because you have to drive like from one end of New Orleans to the other to do a couple. I kind of wish they had fast travel for that, but
yeah.
Honestly, it's still really great. You're just really immersed into 1968 New Orleans, from the cars to the music on the radio to all the
racism
to all the racial slurs. It's really it it's really authentic, and it feels really good, and it feels like I traveled back in time, which is really cool. And it's mob related. I mean, how bad can that be? So it was really. I'm really enjoying it and just having a really good time with it, and it's been awesome. Also playing, I kind of got back to some balls.
Yep.
Almost got to 500. I beat my previous record.
Oh wow!
And then and now for some reason Lauren's challenging me to Words with Friends again. So I'm gonna have to
wow!
knock her down a peg or so. Yeah, man, we're dusting off the old Words with Friends, and now I'm starting to play with her mom and one of her friends from Jersey. So. Yeah, it's been fun, like a little mobile game action, but
a little gateway drug,
right?
Little gateway drug. Like, yo, what's the Words with Friends?
Yeah. So let her go ahead and get into it. Yeah.
Right.
Next, she'll be playing Mafia 3.
Exactly. Mafia 3. So and then I got to get into some of that new Hearthstone too. So I'm kind of excited for that. So that is pretty much it for me, man.
I like it.
I did want to say my dad went in.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday for his 4th round. So we have started the 4th round. By Sunday he'll get his PET scan, and then we'll know. We're praying for full remission at this point.
Right. Come on.
Yeah. So I think he's doing really well. It's weird, some of these little side effects of chemo that you never expected. He has a little blood clot on the back of his knee, on his left leg. And really the treatment for that is just a little medication, but because he hasn't been sitting down all the time. Like when he's home now, he's out walking. They go to their church, which is Brentwood Baptist Church, which is really huge. And so you can, instead of mall walking and getting in contact with so many people, he can walk just or in the hall of the church and stuff. So that's where they've been going. So it's not like he hasn't been active, but it's just one of those things where it's just a side effect. So he had his little clot in his leg, but last night was his first night. We're going to check on him later, but he's been doing well, and so we're just praying that he gets that full remission report at once his PET scan happens. So we'll see what's going on. So thank you everybody for a lot of people have been still asking about my dad and been like, hey, we're praying for him. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Man, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Great news.
That is it for me, sir.
Ed Placencia,
Gabe Patillo.
I heard that you sat silently with a 5-year-old.
I did. Well,
between YouTube kids with 5-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't sit silently with a 5-year-old.
No, you did
a
not.
5-year-old sat silently in your presence.
There you go.
Exactly.
No, it was had a good week. My brother-in-law Nathan came over. I don't remember what day it was. One evening, and we played. Last week, I talked about that game Runbow that I thought it's one of the free games on Xbox that I thought would be more fun with more people.
Yes.
So we tried it together. We had a really good time, but it's funny. He said the same thing. He was like, "Oh my gosh, can you imagine just a whole bunch of people playing this?" And
right.
So it's you can play multiplayer online with like more than 4 people. I think maybe 12 or something like that. But yeah, we had a good time with that. And then I got to introduce him to The Last of Us.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
And
yes,
he played that for a long time.
Grab you a tissue
so
and some
nice.
popcorn.
I'm telling you, man, it's just so much fun to. Probably the closest thing I can get to experiencing it for the first time is
through someone else's
watching
eyes.
Watching someone else do it for the first time, and it's just so fun to watch and just really well done. It still holds up really nicely. Just a really well done game. So that was fun to hang out with him again. And
you're like, hey, you remember the first 15 minutes of Up and how it got you? This is kind of like that, except really different.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it was nice. Let's see. Saturday, Dad picked me up and we went over to my brother's. My niece, his daughter Valencia Placencia, had her 15th birthday party.
No way,
so
Valencia Placencia
is beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So had a nice
Beautiful.
time. Got in a little bit of Mario Kart.
Julia?
It's Julia Gulia.
Yeah, that is a heck of a name, you know?
It is. And what's funny is that when they were thinking of names for their daughter, he, as a joke, said, "How about Valencia?" And his wife was like, "Oh, yes."
Oh,
and
no.
he was like, "Oh, no."
He planted the seed, and the seed could not be brought up.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
That's funny. At least you won't have to have a rapper name if she ends up wanting to rap when she's getting older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, we had a good time. We played some Mario Kart. Man, I was rusty.
Oh.
But,
Yeah.
But you still held it down, right? I mean, first place, right?
the first game I did not, but after that, demolished everyone.
Yeah,
There was not a
Nice,
chance.
nice.
Dust it off a little bit. It's all good.
Exactly. And then we played a little bit of celebrity, that kind of like the you throw the names in the pot and you draw them, and the teams you kind of give clues. You can say whatever you want. The second round you can only say one word, and the third round it's the same names again, and you can only do charades.
Oh,
So
cool.
kind of played.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Played that, and then played kind of a. I don't know what the name of the game is. It's kind of a drawing game. It's kind of like the telephone game, sort of. But just a good time. A lot of people were there and had a lot of fun. So that was nice to hang out
Yeah.
Good deal.
with that side of the fam. And then, Sunday, walked down to the coffee shop, got to see Tim and Lauren and Piper. And it was just really nice just really good to hang out with them and talk with them. And, I didn't get to see Lauren last time we were in Nashville. So it was nice to connect and just
Yes,
kind of
finally.
hang out with the routers again. That was always,
Yeah,
There you
buddy.
go.
always a good
Nice.
time.
I like it.
And then, Monday, Sarah got back safe and sound, and
Yay.
she is back, and it is pretty much business as usual for now, at least. I think she's still trying to catch up on her schedule and her sleep and what have you. But
How's the ankle?
it's pretty good. She still kind of feels it. It's still a little swollen, but it's definitely
Better.
better. Yeah, so that's a
That's
good
good.
thing. So I was really glad to see that. As far as gaming goes, tried out this new game called The Long Dark.
Huh.
Ooh.
I played the demo, I want to say at least a year and a half ago.
Huh.
And really, really enjoyed it. It's kind of a survival game. It sort of looks like Firewatch, just the style and what have you.
Is that camping one that I watched you play?
Yes.
The stream?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And really enjoyed it and picked up the game, and I struggled with that
Really?
game. They don't tell you anything. And
Really?
fortunately, there was some guy on the stream I'd never seen him before, but was like, "Hey, you have to do this and you have to do this." And I was like, I wish the game was as good at telling me what I'm supposed to do as you are.
It was probably the
So-
creator.
I know, right?
Mm.
I know. I felt I probably should feel bad then for what I was saying about the game.
Oh,
But
jeez.
I streamed it for an hour and a half and didn't make it like 10 feet past my tent just because I kept dying. And
Yeah, what were you
and,
dying
uh,
of?
Is
I
it,
never
is
saw.
it
I
that
never saw you
cold or
die.
something?
Yeah.
one time it was coldness.
Mauled by a bear.
Well, I know, right? One time apparently I burned alive.
Oh, jeez.
So
That's amazing.
yeah, it was
That's
really
interesting.
weird. So I'd like to play it again, but I probably wouldn't stream it just because there's no guarantee of how far I'm going to get.
Oh my god.
And I just hate
Yes.
to make people sit there and watch me struggle for an hour and a half while I get nowhere.
Right.
But
I think that would be kind of fun, actually.
that's pretty much what happened the first time.
God.
So that was. I'll probably pick it up again. Played a little more of Just Cause 3. I've just been having a good time with that. It kind of like with Far Cry, how you can free the outposts.
Yeah.
They kind of have the same thing with that, and that's all I've been doing. I haven't done a main mission in a week now.
Mm.
I love
It's
doing those.
Just been, it's so much fun doing that. And then yesterday, Batman, the new Telltale
Yeah.
game dropped, and jumped into that. And man, they are serious with their Batman. They got down to business. Stuff happened. So
Things occurred.
exactly. So it was a lot of fun. It was nice to jump in and play it again. And I just like that Telltale kind of like that TV show Gotham. They're kind of like, you know what? That's great that you've got this canon and these characters set up. We're gonna do this with them.
Right.
So
Wow. Just
I-
like
I-
that, huh?
Yeah, I like that they do that, and so you don't necessarily know what to expect, which is nice. So they did that with the first episode that came out a while ago, and they're doing it again, and that's been a lot of fun. And that is my week, I think.
Nice.
Good deal.
Mr. Patillo,
Yeah.
hit it.
I had a hellish day of travel this
Whoa.
last
boy.
week. Oh my gosh, going to the Northeast. I guess because of Placencia's left, the weather
Mhm.
I feel like acting up. So I was
Sounds
supposed,
about right.
yeah, I was supposed to leave. I don't even know what day it was. Like it was like the craziest 2 days of travel ever. And it wasn't so much like the travel was tough, but just like delays because I guess there was a big storm up that way. And so,
Oh, wow.
so we were supposed to leave at 3. That flight gets canceled. and it gets they put us on, and you have to understand there's like 15 or 16 of us flying, and so it's not as easy as like, oh, we'll just take the next one because there's so many of us. So our management team and road management team are just like scrambling to get us on another flight, find another flight that doesn't go into Manchester where we're staying, New Hampshire, but flies into, I want to say it was Boston. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess Baltimore Airport was having all these problems, and we were supposed to be going through Baltimore. Baltimore. And see Avon Barksdale and those guys. And sorry, The Wire. And so we that flight gets canceled. They move us to another one where we're gonna have to fly into Boston and then drive 60 miles to Manchester, 45 miles, whatever it is. And so already you're like, shoot, man, the new flight's at 8:30 at night, and then we're gonna get there and then have to drive an hour, but you kind of like, you put on your big boy pants and you're like, all right, we always joke about that's what we get paid for. Like we don't get paid for the stage. We get paid for all the stress that comes with traveling. And so we're like, all right, big boy pants, it's all good. So that gets delayed till, because we're getting in at like 11 at that point. And we're like, So that flight gets delayed to 9:30, and then gets delayed to 10, then gets delayed to 10:30, then gets delayed to 11, then gets delayed to 11:35. So now, now we're landing at like 2 something in the morning, and so we're like, oh geez, this sucks. So all said and done, I get to my hotel room and look at the clock, and it's 5:15 in the morning. I was like, oh, ouch, my adult, ouch. If I was a kid, this might not be a problem, but as an adult who has to actually do a show and a meet and greet and autographs the next day with Toby, this is about to suck. And so,
what time was sound check?
Well, we don't have to sound check, so because we kind of have it, we have our truck that took all of our stuff. So whenever we're traveling with our own stuff, we don't have to do it. But the crew, however, still has to go set up. So they got in, took a 45-minute nap, and then went to the venue and
Are you kidding?
Set up everything. Then came back. They didn't get back till like 2 in the afternoon, and then they slept. So it was just it was just the craziest thing. Great show though. We stayed in a nice little hotel across from a mall. And for those that don't know, your boy Gabe likes to walk a mall. And so if there's a mall around, I'm going to walk it. I love it. I love being in malls for some strange reason. And so I will go and just
totally be a mall walker when you're old and feeble.
I know. I don't know if I'm going to. I know.
Get in the exercise.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only problem is I don't love exercise. So I'll definitely still walk malls, but probably not for exercise. So went and walked the Manchester Mall, or whatever it's called, mall at Manchester, New Hampshire. And that was fun. I should have went to the movies. There was a theater there that I didn't see, and I should have went to the movies and went and seen something. But the day I got home, the wife surprised me. She was like, hey, how you feeling? I was like, I'm really tired. She was like, are you too tired to go to dinner and a movie? And I was like, no, never too tired for that.
Nice.
So we got to get out with some friends of ours, Leah and Jeffrey. And so that was like so much fun. We hadn't seen, we worked it out. We had not gone on a double date with these guys since before all of our children were born.
No way.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. So I think it's kind of what happens with this podcast with me and Tim as well. Like, so Jenny works with Leah, and so they have their Love and Lion temporary tattoo business. So they talk all the time. And so it's kind of like time goes by and you don't realize like, oh, wow, we haven't just gone out, the two of us. And then because they're friends with Tim and Lauren, we always see them at events. It's like, so if it's Piper's birthday, we see him, or it's Halloween, we see him. And so we've seen each other, but as far as just 4 of us going out to dinner, we hadn't done it since before their son Ari was born.
Wow,
he's 6
that's
years
amazing.
Old. So it was nice just to kind of reconnect and be adults and act like we didn't have any children for the night.
Right.
So they're like,
that's always fun, isn't it?
Exactly. So that was a good time. And as far as gaming, been playing a lot of Clash. I don't think I've played anything other than mobile gaming at this point.
I was gonna say you probably didn't get to Yakuza at all.
No,
did you?
I didn't get to plug back into that at all this week. And then when we saw the Stancils last week or whenever it was, Noah, his oldest, was telling me about a game, Plants vs. Zombies Heroes, which is kind of a card-based game, similar to Hearthstone, not that deep, but, kind of deep, but similar, and just where you have the board and you kind of lay them out, and it's kind of your cards against, your deck against somebody else's deck. But they have it built into where you're really playing the computer mostly. And so I've actually loved that game.
Really?
So I
Great,
dove
man.
into it. So, because he was like, hey, man, you should get this game. And, he was kind of like, did you download it yet? Did you download it yet? Did you download it yet? And I was like, no. And then I downloaded it while they were there. And then I didn't get around to playing it until maybe a couple days ago. And it's just fun because I think with all my travel, it doesn't need to get online. And like you forget
nice.
how few games you have that don't have to get online for you to play.
Yeah.
And so I was just wearing it out on the plane and everything like that. And so it was a lot of fun. So that's been like taking a little of my attention away from Clash Royale, even though I've still been getting my Clash in. But it's definitely taking my attention away from that. So thanks, Noah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right? That's awesome.
Yeah, no Jack for the win on giving me a game to play. So that's really fun. And I think that's about it for your boy. Everything else is regular. Same old.
On the
Nice.
regular.
Yeah,
That's
voiceover,
good.
housework. So
Nice.
we're doing all
Remy's
that.
still in attendance.
Remy's still here.
That's nice.
What about the shed thing? Any new developments on that?
Yeah, I got a guy out to do electricity yesterday. He gave me a quote, and he was like a friend of a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so he gave me a really good price.
Nice.
Nice.
So we should be getting electrical in there next week, and
Oh,
and
very
then we
nice.
can start putting it all together.
It's great,
That's
man.
awesome.
Oh,
Good deal.
snap. Insulate and drywall and all that fun stuff.
And then the plumbing, and then
Yeah,
remember?
not
Yeah.
doing any plumbing. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
it'll be nice to be out there. Right now, I just get to stare at it in the box. It's
Right.
Uh,
Stare at it in the shed.
Yeah, stare at it in the backyard. And so, yeah, I can't wait to get that on and popping. That'll be so much fun.
That's great.
Router,
Yes, sir.
you got it?
Let's bring this.
Well, let's do it!
As our boy Eduardo said, Batman, The Enemy Within, Season 2, Episode 1, The Enigma.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 is out for the PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
So that's the bad guy. Is that Enigma? Is he a bad guy? Is that a bad guy's name in Batman?
Yes.
Sure. But this is
Well,
the Enigma, not necessarily
yeah, it
Enigma.
depends on how you
So-
look at it, but yeah.
Oh, well,
Right.
I was asking Ed for the guy who played it.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
it probably
I mean,
not
no
want to spoil
spoilers, no
anything.
spoilers.
You know?
Yeah.
How is it a spoiler? It's called the Enigma.
Yeah, but
Well,
it may not
because
be.
It's a
for-
play on words, probably.
Yeah,
so.
it may not be for Enigma. It could just be the Enigma. Like, ooh.
I know, but if it's a Batman, if it's
You would think.
if it's
You
a
would
Batman
think.
enemy, yeah, okay. Sorry for spoiling.
No,
You didn't spoil anything. You're
No.
just asking questions.
Yeah,
Yep.
You can't spoil anything. You didn't
Yeah, I've
play
never
it.
played
You
it.
haven't
I
even
was-
played it. Yeah,
I
you're
was wondering.
fine.
Yeah,
Yes, so that's out. And then Flat Out 4, Total Insanity, Docs and Roll for the Xbox One, PS4. A new game, and I got a message from our boy Jeff Swan said, Router, you have to play this game. This is totally up your alley. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice for the PS4. Looks really, really cool. It's like it's a third-person perspective. Girl kind of looks a little bit like Aloy.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
we're
didn't
going
get
to talk
see-
about it here in a minute.
Okay, I didn't get to see a ton of it, but Jeff Swan was like, "Hey, you need to play this game," so I'm gonna definitely look into that, which is good. Sign Mora X for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Lawbreakers for the PS4. Severed for the Nintendo Switch.
that's right.
And
That was a big deal.
yes, and Ironcast for the Nintendo Switch as well.
And Severed can only be played in the mobile, like the handheld mode.
really?
'cause you
Some
can
people
touch-
were taken
touch the
aback by
screen.
that. Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
Interesting.
Remember
interesting.
we had talked about that a little bit too. I think before the Switch came out, that there was going to be certain games that you couldn't play
Yeah.
docked, which felt weird. But at the same time, you're like, well, you want to use all the, everything can't be the Vita. You know what I'm saying? Where you got to touch the screen, but then you have the option to go into the television with the Switch. And so, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, awesome. Then the only oops we had was a Gabe self-oops. He takes a picture. He said, after saying that I never see demo stations at GameStop anymore, this happened in Manchester, New Hampshire. That was great,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah,
That was a great picture.
2 demo stations in there. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, exactly. So
For some reason, I wasn't thinking, when you mentioned it on the show, I wasn't envisioning demo stations like set up like that. I was thinking like, oh, they wheel out a PS4 and say, hey, pop this in and play. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
said
Well, it was back in the day, it was both. It was a mix of both. So you would have one demo station set up and they would come put games in it. And so they would let you, choose a game and they'd put it in there for you and you could play it. Or they had one set up like at the desk. At the desk where you would buy stuff, and they would that's where they would kind of swap out stuff.
Yeah, the GameStops around here, not every one of them, but most of them have like what you pictured, like a PS4 and an Xbox One station like that. They've had those since the consoles came out in my area.
Right.
I just wasn't putting the two together that's what you meant.
And ours does too, but it's got like some kind of loopy craziness on it. It's not like one of them we were just
play.
Right, one of them we were just playing MLB The Show.
Gotcha.
And so, you know what I'm saying? Where we couldn't do that here.
I see.
there you have it. That is it for me. Back to you guys.
Chris McCracken, hit us off with that good news.
Here you go for some more good news. This coming right at you. I just want to touch on this briefly about because we mentioned it before. The Overwatch Summer Games event is live. It started yesterday, August 8th, and it's going to go through August 29th.
Okay.
Lucio Ball is back, which is basically you play as Lucio and you're playing soccer in a field that looks very reminiscent of Rocket League. I actually played it yesterday. It was the very first thing that I played because you get a free loot box if you win. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna play this. And I didn't play it the first go round, and our team won, and I was the one who scored our 2 goals. So I was like, man, I'm awesome at this. I'm gonna retire early.
Yeah, I know that's right. You feel like a winner this week.
I know, right? But there's a lot of really, really cool new skins. Soldier 76 has like a grill master skin.
Yeah.
And he's wearing sandals with socks. It looks amazing.
Great. And did you notice what his gun says on it?
It says assault rifle and has like a little salt canister. That's what he shoots his rockets out of.
Salt
that's
rifle.
Oh, nice.
But they have a McCree lifeguard. They have a new Widowmaker.
No shirt on.
Yeah, they've got a new Reaper skin where he looks like a motorcycle guy. Junkrat's finally got a legendary skin that looks like he's a cricket player from Australia.
I wonder what that has to do with summer. Maybe that's a summer thing in Australia?
Because don't they play cricket in the Olympics? Which I know this is loosely based off that, even though the Olympics aren't going on right now because it's the Summer Games.
Oh, interesting.
So I believe that's what it's from.
Yeah, and I think cricket happens during the summer months down there anyway.
I literally have no idea anything about
cricket. Or maybe that's the winter months because it would be winter now.
Yeah, I know isn't that the one they use the big flat bat?
Yep.
Yes.
That's all that I know about cricket. I don't know anything else. Which Junkrat's leg is made out of one of those flat bats. So that's
nice. That's funny. So great.
So if you're into the Overwatch, go ahead and jump in, especially if you missed the event last year or if you played the event and you missed one of the skins you really wanted. Like one of the real coveted ones last year was the USA McCree skin. So it's been reduced price. So usually during the events, the legendary skins tied to that event are 3,000 coins.
Right.
But this time go around, the ones from the previous event are now just 1,000 like normal. So
that's pretty cool.
Go get you some new skins and some new stuff.
I'm glad they did that.
Yeah, me too. I'm really glad.
Oh, is that it?
That was it. I said I wanted to be brief.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Exactly. That's funny. So numbskull.co.uk. They're a gaming merchandise company.
Okay.
And they've released their list of Destiny 2 licensed merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to buy some of this stuff.
There you go.
They've got a ghost keychain, which looks really cool. Little ghost on a keychain. You would have picture if I say ghost keychain. I probably didn't need to explain it further than that.
You just see Casper. Hey!
They've got, this is a weird one. They've got Destiny 2 themed scented candles.
Oh, really?
What do they smell like?
5. I don't know what they smell
Death
like.
and regret.
Or like, what are they called? What are they supposed to be themed
Earth,
off of?
the moon, Mars, Venus,
and the Dreadnought. I don't know what they smell like, but I just thought that was really interesting.
I bet the Dreadnought is a purple candle.
It's a green candle.
Oh,
Sorry.
close, Ed.
Mars is probably the closest thing, but it's like maroon. Then they've got a onesie, of course, a Destiny 2 onesie. I'm not going to list all of them, but just the ones that stuck out to me. Obviously, they have a variety of mugs. Yeah, you might hear Milo crying in the background.
I thought you were being swatted for a second.
It's Milo in his bed like, somebody feed me, please. And
That's so funny.
I don't have the biology to do that. They have a bathrobe. They have a white and a black bathrobe. They've got a wallet. They've got a traveler's stress ball, which I think
that's
is
kind of cool.
awesome. Yeah.
That's good.
And they have the little rounded triangle that's kind of the logo for Destiny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it called the try something? Anyway, I don't know what it's called.
It's like a shield.
Yeah. They have one of those, but it's an ice cube tray. So you can get
cool.
6 ice cubes in that shape.
What was the name of the company again? I gotta look this stuff up.
Numskull, numskull.co.uk.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Very cool, man.
They also have some Christmas ornaments. So, and they have a bottle opener. I don't know. I'll probably get that keychain. I've been rocking my Overwatch keychain. So I don't know if I'll just add 2 or because I'm one of those guys that like I only have my car key on my keychain.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's easy to lose. Because I was just rocking the key, and so I lost that key. I don't know where that's at, and so now I'm down to like my other key, and so I'm like I probably should put something with this so it's not so easy to lose. But yeah, check that stuff out. It looks awesome. They've got a couple other games up there as well: Crash, Tekken, Star Wars, Marvel, and some PlayStation stuff. They obviously have a lot more.
Very cool.
Mafia 3.
Ooh, I'm in.
You guys want to go buy a racist? Just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I wonder how much the
shirts
shipping
clean? Are
charge
they
is
okay?
for this place.
So anyway, I just thought that was really cool, and I love themed stuff like this. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Really fun. Chris McCracken.
So Router had mentioned Hellblade, and I just want to touch on one little aspect of this because none of us had played the game, so I don't know a ton about it. But one of the things that they said is that there is permadeath in this game. So if you
This is crazy.
If you die too many times, and I don't think the number is specified anywhere, but if you die too many times, the game will just eat your save file.
Yes.
What?
And you'll have
Gone.
to restart.
I'm out.
Yeah, see, I knew Router the minute he heard that he was going to be out. But now it seems like there may be a bit of a way around that it's not quite as hardcore as it sounds. But I don't know if that gets, how that happens. I don't know if that gets into spoilery stuff, so I'm not going to read off any of that stuff. But it'll tell you at the beginning of the game, it says, the dark rot will grow each time you fail. The rot reaches Senua's head. Her quest is over. All progress will be lost. That's kind of how they phrase it at the very beginning of the game before you get started. And I totally butchered her name, I'm sure. But so this has obviously gotten a lot of debate online. So like, what do you guys think? What is your thoughts on that?
I think it's like, it's almost a venture back. You know what I'm saying? Like this used to be the only option. Like if you die too much, you're going to the beginning. And so, you run out of continues or whatever. Obviously we've been trained to have auto saves, and things like this and fall back on that. For me, it depends on how long the game is.
Yeah.
If the game's a 10-hour game, then I don't want to start all the way over.
Well, from what I understand, it's not a super long game, but I've not seen a number attached to it. I've just I've read it phrased that way that it's not crazy long. But I don't know if they're comparing it to like open world games like, GTA, which could be thousands or hundreds of hours. I don't know.
Of course, yeah. It's not
Jeff Swan told me it was about 6. That's what he said.
Doesn't seem like a ton.
That doesn't seem like a ton, but that's a little. That's still just long enough to where if you're at that like boss battle at the end.
Yeah, if you're at the 5-hour, 45-minute mark, you'd be like, ah,
and then you have to start all the way over. That'd be heartbreaking.
Well, is that only if you die a lot of times, or is it like once you're dead, that's it?
It's not one death. I don't think.
It's if you die too many times, your progress will be lost.
That's
so there's
crazy.
I haven't seen a number put on like how many times.
I think you should be able to turn it off. Is all I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Like if it was in the options where it's like, hey, you could play, death mode where if you die too many times, you have to go all the way back, or have the option. Because I mean, it's nice and sticky and everything like that. And I understand like when they were probably sitting around, they're like, ooh, what if we did this? And somebody was like, yeah, let's do it. And then if you can't turn it off, that's kind of a bummer for me. I don't know. Ed, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's good for people because there will be man.
Wow.
Remember when I used to be able to talk?
It's all good, man.
It's not like you're on a podcast.
Yeah, I know, right? Who are like into that and are up for that challenge.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I think it's cool for them that really want to tackle that. But like you said, it's kind of, like most games, you can kind of choose the mode and the difficulty. And it'd be nice if you could turn that off and on, especially for someone like me who has a tendency to struggle. And when I get to a part where I may be new and if I die and have to start over without really being able to process what just happened, I will have learned nothing for my second go around. So oh, good. I'll play another 4 hours to get back to where I was. And then what happened? Oh, dead. Oh, okay. Let's start that over again.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Timmy, what about you? This draw you away from the game?
Well, I'm still kind of curious about it. I actually went on YouTube and saw a little gameplay. I think it was Giant Bomb was doing a quick look at it. And it did look really, really cool. I literally skimmed it super quick. Does it prevent me from doing it? Maybe. Because it's a short game, I'm kind of okay with that. And if I die, then I die, and I'll probably just rage quit it if that's the case. But I wouldn't mind trying it at least. I do like the idea because it gives it an option for that gamer who's like, this is going to be a great challenge. Let's do this. But I agree. I think it should be an option that you can disable, and I think that would, for the more timid gamers or for the gamers that are just like, I just want to try this out, man. I'm not looking to do anything crazy here. I think that would have been a better option. I still might try it though. We'll see.
Nice. Chris, what about you? Would it draw you away or?
Well, so for me, I'm not great at games. So if it does indeed have permadeath where it's just going to reset, then that probably would keep me from definitely purchasing it when it's brand new. I mean, maybe down the road when it's on a sale or with PS Plus or something, I'll give it a shot. But I feel like there's been for a pretty good while now a subsect of the internet and gamers that are like, games these days are just too easy. They're too handholdy. They're all this stuff. So to me, it was not a shocker at all that a game developer went this route. In fact, I almost feel like this is probably going to be something that we see a little bit more often. I mean, their last game, Ninja Theory, was the Neo. So it was, a Dark Souls-y style game where it's not permadeath, but it's like if you die at this point, you lose everything and you've got to get back there or you lose it. So it already has a bit of that kind of element to it. I just feel like this is the next step in that kind of way of playing games and looking at it. And I hear what you're saying, that it should be maybe a mode or you can toggle it on and off. And I would have no problem with that at all. But at the same time, if they're, at least through these embargoes releasing it on reviews and whatnot, if they're putting it out there that, hey, this is what our game is, I just don't see, I don't see what the big deal is. Cause going in, and if it means I'm bummed because I'm not good enough and I can't play this, sure. But it seems like a lot of people are like, oh, this shouldn't be a thing. It's like, well, it's the developer and it's their game. Let them make them how they want. I don't see what the big deal is, personally. Yeah. Sure. It does mean I'm probably not going to go give it a go, like I said, until it's cheaper or free. But I'm glad that there's people out there that enjoy that type of stuff. They're finally getting, some love in that a game that's difficult and hard and going to make them have to start over at the beginning like they really wanted.
Yep. Unless, what's funny? Unless the game's not that hard.
Yeah, which
maybe
what I'm saying? That's
true. So it could, there could be those modes too. So you just play that thing on easy. Some games have 5 modes where it's super easy, normal, hard, extremely difficult.
Yeah,
right. And so it could, I don't know anything about the game, but it could have something like that to where it's especially going in, like you're saying, Chris, if people know, you know, and we can't look at the back of the box anymore and figure out what games are about. And so we've got so many things at our fingertips that let us know about a game. So it's you shouldn't go in blind. You should know,
Yeah.
That's cool. I think it's a fun little thing to add. It's a good talking point for that game, especially. I think
that
you struggle in this day and age. We all talk about the struggles of gaming doing anything new.
Yeah.
And that feels old, but it feels new to what we're accustomed to. And so I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and being a single player experience, in single player stuff, I don't mind as much experimentation from developers and things. When it comes to like multiplayer things or multiplayer focused, I feel like there are standards that have been set and you can improve the standards, but you shouldn't regress in that way with multiplayer stuff.
Yep.
That one I kind of in my brain have a little bit different standard, but with single player stuff, I'm fine with experimentation and doing crazy stuff like this on occasion. If there's a subset of the community out there that wants really looking for something like that, why not serve it to them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So very interesting. We've talked about this, I feel like a long time ago, but it's finally coming to fruition. Devolver Digital is bringing out their Call of Duty documentary. Entitled CO Documentary. Codumentary. September 19th. And so coming up on us quick. Wow. And this article doesn't say exactly where the streaming places it'll be. It just says video on demand platforms and via the Steam store. So it's coming out September 19th, and it's going to talk about the rise of Call of Duty. It's 93 minutes. And so it should be really cool. I'll probably give this a look because I always love the story behind the thing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's going to be really interesting.
Yes, and I think Call of Duty is one of those games that like it's just been around for so long. For some kids, it's been around their whole lives, you know?
Right.
And so I think anything that becomes super successful, it's really fun to see where it started and how it got that way.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it's a really deep dive into the game. I think it'd be really sick, especially with World War II coming out soon.
Yeah.
Seems like a great time to do this.
I love little game-related documentary stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I'm sorry. It's going to be on Amazon, and then it'll come to iTunes, Google Play, MGO, PlayStation. You know, it'll be everywhere. So
nice.
September 19th. Check.
I wonder if it'll be part of Prime Video or if it'll be just a rent or purchase thing.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah. I hope it's part of Prime Video.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice,
right? If I could just put in my 2 cents. What else you got, Christopher?
All right, well, I'm going to stick with some more controversial news.
Controversy.
We got some news that Middle-earth Shadow of War is going to have microtransactions.
I saw that.
Really?
They're going to have a marketplace, and in this marketplace, you can purchase loot chests, war chests, XP boosts, and bundles.
Yep.
And there's a breakdown and some documentation that they released, kind of going over exactly what everything is. It's basically armor and stuff for Talion, XP boost, obviously for him. Other ways to get other orcs, powerful orcs into your party. And a lot of people are not feeling this. So I kind of wanted to throw it out to you guys and see what y'all thought about this as well. Because
why are they upset?
Are y'all being serious, or is there a joke coming?
No, seriously.
They think that the people that are complaining are saying that this is basically pay to win. They don't think that microtransactions in a single player game and like build up the work towards making the game better in any ways. They're afraid that what it's going to do is, because you can buy things to where you can level up Talion faster, like the XP boost or different armor packs. You can get them through there because there's 2 different currencies in the game. There's this one called Mirian, which you earn in game by destroying gear and stuff that you get, or I think there's certain points where you can find it in the world, like inside of a chest or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then there's gold, which you can get gold with real money. And I think there are certain things that you can only buy with gold. I can't find that in this article in particular, but it's things like all this rare gear and XP boost. And it's a way to get, they specifically word that out in there at one point where they're like, you can get all this stuff by just playing the game if you want to invest the time, but this makes it to where if you spend gold, you can get some of these things immediately. And people are just have a big problem.
Don't a lot
with
of
that.
games do that though? Like offer like special bundles of, hey, here's like 5 super powerful guns you can buy.
Yeah, especially when you pre-order.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what the difference is.
Well, I'll just start out, I guess, with myself to switch it up a little bit. I don't personally see an issue with this. The only thing that I can see is that if they did indeed make the game longer or harder or more hoops you've got to jump through just to help entice you to want to be like, man, I don't want to grind out for this. I'm just going to buy this XP boost early. I could see that could be, you know, a bit of a bummer or whatever. But the big thing to me is a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, this is pay to win, pay to win. It's a single player game.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you want to play it the way it's, you know, God intended all the way through and do every little bit, well, then have at it.
Well, that's how they played the first one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why if, you know, Joe down the street who's got, you know, a job that works 60 hours and has 3 kids and has to do all this stuff and doesn't have as much time. And hey, he can spend a little extra money and boost up Talion quicker and hurry up and get to the end of the game and see the whole story through. If that's what he wants to do, or she or whoever, I don't see what the big deal is. Quite frankly, I find I have less of an issue with microtransaction and being able to spend real money to boost things in a single player game than I do in a multiplayer game.
Thank you.
I mean, people are saying like, "Oh, this is pay to win," but it's like, but you're not competing against anybody. It's just for you. So I don't understand what the big deal is. But a lot of other people are all up in arms about it and saying microtransactions shouldn't be in a $60 game that's single player and blah blah blah.
It absolutely can. And
I think
it has,
so too.
It has in the past. When I pre-ordered Dead Space 3 back in the day, Dead Space 3 had, it was one of the first games I thought that did have microtransactions in it. And I came across it 1 or 2 times and just ignored it. I didn't, because I wasn't going to pay for anything. And I just wanted to enjoy the process of going through this game. And you know me, I'm kind of I like to take my time with games. So this is not a big deal. If, as you said, Chris, if somebody doesn't have as much time, wants to kind of plow through a little bit faster, by all means, have at it. But it's not going to change the outcome of the game at all. It's just how you play. If you want to get there faster, you do that. If you don't, then explore and have a good time. So it's no big deal.
I think as long as it doesn't hinder you being able to play and beat the game, I'm okay with microtransactions, especially if they're on the side. Now, if an ad pops up every 3 minutes while I'm playing it, that's going to be extremely annoying.
Like, and that won't.
You know,
that's not going to happen.
If you're heading into a battle, it's like, you know, pa-pling, hey, you want this armor? It's like, come on, y'all, can I just play the game? But I think if it's like, you know, over there in its own thing, and I can go over there and do that if I want to, because the whole thing is just trying to elevate the game. You know what I'm saying? So if you want a little bit of an easier time, then you go buy the armor or whatever if you think it looks cool. Now, if they're like, if you want the happy ending, you need to pay us $3, then that's way different. You know what I mean?
That's a different situation. And I'm going to read this one thing. They had like a little FAQ area underneath all these things. And there's this one in particular. I'll read it. It says, what do you mean you can say save time by using gold? And it says, by simply engaging in the world and playing through Middle-earth Shadow of War, you earn items like gear for Talion, unique orcs for your army. These same items can be found in the market within loot chests and war chests. Gold merely allows you to get your hands on them immediately, cutting down some of the additional time that would be spent winning more battles, tracking nemesis, and completing quests for assaulting fortresses. So if you're like, man, I loved all the Nemesis system stuff, and I really want to do all this new questing stuff in these fortresses and blah, blah, blah. If you're looking forward to all that and you want to play them all, just do it and don't worry. I mean, because as I understand it, you're going to get stuff to go to the market and loot chests just from playing the game. Yeah. It's just if you want more, you pay more. And I don't know.
It's like Overwatch.
Well, yeah, except in Overwatch, so when you compare it to there, like in Overwatch, it's only cosmetic, which I'm totally cool with. I got no problem because it doesn't give somebody a competitive advantage. In my opinion, in multiplayer is where pay to win is definitely a negative. Like if you're paying more money and that makes your character OP to where when you're in a competitive environment, that's a problem.
Definitely.
But if you pay real money and your character gets more powerful quicker, or you get access to something that you wouldn't, or it'd take you forever to get in a single player game, it's like you're competing against yourself.
Yeah.
So if you're cool with that, what's the big deal?
And I feel like too, the thing that might not be saying yet either is that like, unless it is on this game, sorry, I don't know if it is or not, but like loot chests to me, or anything, packs, if you buy packs in Hearthstone or whatever, none of it's guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? You're still buying a random chance at getting something.
Yeah, that's so, how I understand it as well.
When you look at like when you bring up the competitive thing, so in NBA Playgrounds you can buy packs as well as just earn them. I think. I actually don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
The packs are still random, so I don't know if I can like buy. I don't think I can buy, James or something like that. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James.
Yeah.
and be able to just, dominate with LeBron James when it comes to multiplayer or whatever. It's still going to come down to your skill level and all that. Now, if you're like you're saying, Chris, if you can buy a gun in Overwatch that kills somebody on the first shot, then that gets really frustrating.
Yeah.
You know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
But this is not that.
No.
Right.
And I haven't run into that, I don't think. I haven't run into a game where you could pay for something and be OP in a multiplayer setting.
Yeah, the vast majority of the multiplayer games where you can pay for stuff, it's been sticking for the most part to cosmetic stuff only because at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. That's just, hey, I want to have a blue shirt on my character. Okay, big deal. It's not going to make you better at the game.
Yep.
So,
yep. And it's funny because we have some of our guys in the Clash Royale clan that have gotten frustrated with the game, that are, not getting to the arenas that they want to get to. And we've had a couple guys come on, I'm done with this game. This game is pay to win, blah, 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 blah. That's all multiplayer. But still, the packs are random. And so even if you do put real money in, you're not guaranteed something. And number two, like half the clan was above that guy, and I've never paid anything for that game. And I know a lot of people that haven't paid anything to, advance in it, and just
I never did either.
Gotten better. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's just something, people get up in arms with them, because I've seen it before. Like Chris is saying, I've seen people get up in arms about these microtransactions, and you're like, guys, number one, you ain't got to do it. Number two, you didn't have it in the first game. You had to grind it out. So this is just the same thing, except you're skipping the line. You know what I'm saying?
It's a time saver. That's really what this is. It's a time saver for those people that may not have the time to play the game to its full potential, even though I think that, you're doing the game an injustice if you can't go in and really knock out as much as you can. But for those people that can't, this is your other option. There's no reason why anybody needs to be upset about it. I think it's just I think they're just looking at this as, they're just money hungry and they're trying to get it. No, they're just trying to give you another option. If they can make a little money, great, but they're just giving other options. I get it. It's totally fine.
Yeah. And part of this, the whole microtransactions in general, just in gaming these days, like some people are like, oh, it's coming from mobile and mobile started it and now it's going to seep into everything. And this, what I'm going to get into maybe is a bigger conversation for us to discuss at another time, but it could be that a lot of this microtransaction-y stuff is a big part of what's helping keep games at $60, because we've not had a game price hike in a long time. And most of the games these days cost way more money to make. When they do say what it costs to make XYZ game, because a lot of them don't divulge that stuff, it's a lot of money, but yet the games are still $60. I'm honestly shocked games have not moved up to 70, 80, like they were back in the day.
Chris,
I'm just saying.
They might be listening.
So I stuff like this that doesn't hurt anybody else and isn't competitive, I just don't see what the big deal is.
Totally agree.
Yeah. All right.
So we know that we're not getting Smash Brothers on the Switch this year. But we are getting a game called Brawl Out, which is the exact same thing, except not with Nintendo characters.
What are they just made up characters? Like, are they part of anything in particular, or
some of these guys are from Hyper Light's Drifter.
Oh, okay.
Is in it. And so I don't know who all's coming to the game. Probably a lot of people that we haven't heard of, maybe some people that we have. Watching the trailer, I didn't recognize anybody. But it's almost the exact same thing. It's percentage based. It's a platform that you fight on, and you have to knock them off. And it's the same kind of like thing happens when you shoot them off the screen, and you shoot them off the screen a number of times, and you win. And so it'll probably scratch that itch for Super Smash Brothers. But Brawl Out looks fun. Looks like it'll be the exact same thing. So if you need that, it should be coming holiday this year. So for my Nintendo Switch people that are wanting this, it looks, guys, like it's almost embarrassing. It looks the exact same.
That much, huh?
Wow. Oh man, the percentage, the font even for me is very reminiscent.
Oh wow.
And so it's gonna be on Nintendo. So
hey man, if there's people are like, we want Smash, and Nintendo's not giving you Smash, somebody's got to step to the plate.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. Yeah, give them a little something.
That's called an opportunity. Can't fault them for that.
Exactly. Nintendo's dragging their feet. They're like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Right. I like it. Chris, what else you got?
So Valve has come out and announced Artifact, the Dota card game.
Yep. Yep.
So it's going to come out to compete with things like Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone. And then there's one other card game that recently came out. I forget the name of it. I think it's called Epic or Explore or something with an E. But anyways, this is going to be based off of Dota 2. And it says the game will feature a variety of Dota 2 features, spells, and more. Players will control this card game as if they were control of all the heroes in Dota 2 team. The player must maintain 5 heroes at once, and the game features 3 board format, likely representing Dota 2's lanes. So it's kind of interesting to see how they're basically going to try to emulate the way that you play a MOBA, but with a card game. And I feel like that could... I'm kind of interested. I want to see, and I don't know. It doesn't say here if this is going to be a free to play game or not. I would assume that it's probably going to be because most of the other ones are. Although Gwent's probably you have to pay for Gwent, right?
You're gonna, I don't know.
Whenever it
has
comes
it come out
yeah.
yet? Yeah,
I don't think that it has.
I don't think it has yet.
Been out for so long. Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if this one's going to be free to play or not, but it seems like, man, card games are the hotness these days. Everybody's wanting to do like a card game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at that. And I think this is the first game, like big announcement of a game Valve's put out in a pretty good while, I feel like.
There you go. So we talked a couple weeks ago about Night Trap being re-released.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know this, is that there's a Night Trap 2 following in its footsteps. And so, and a lot of the original guys that worked on Night Trap are going to have kind of a say in this one as well. And they say that once Night Trap gets re-released, they're going to kind of push on the gas pedal for Night Trap 2 to come out. So for those that want to go down memory lane, remember, this is probably not a good game. Night Trap.
Warning, not a good game.
Warning, probably not good, but it's a nostalgia itch. And with Night Trap 2 talking about coming out, I mean, I can't not. So
All right, there you go.
I'll be doing that. So I just thought that was interesting. I didn't know Night Trap 2 was coming. I don't know how I missed that, but
yeah, I don't remember hearing that either.
Yeah, we'll see. It's hopefully it's FMV, full motion video, like they did with Night Trap.
Oh, right.
It'd be awesome. So I think Night Trap, the re-release, is coming out August 11th. So that's like,
oh wow,
right now. Right now. So digitally on PS4 and PC August 15th. Night Trap. Oh my gosh. I mean, we're gonna have to do it probably. I'm gonna have to. Oh my gosh.
That's
so hopefully
awesome.
that'll end up on the YouTube channel because
just gonna say
I might have to. Oh,
yeah, please.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be terrible, but it'll be funny. Anything else, Christopher?
The last thing that I have is that there's now an official Spotify app on the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. You can download it from the marketplace and play your music and your albums and select podcasts in the background. Unfortunately, not Married to the Games yet because we're trying to get up there. Yep. But what's crazy is that...
We're talking to him, though. We're talking to him.
Yeah, what's crazy is this is surprising. It's partly surprising, partly not. It's not surprising in the sense that Spotify is really popular and millions of people in the United States and around the world use it. So it makes sense that they would want to be on the Xbox One as well. What's surprising about it is that PlayStation Music on the PlayStation is powered by Spotify, and they still market it as PlayStation Music, but it's just Spotify Music. And it has Spotify branding everywhere, which, by the way, the app for the Xbox One basically is the exact same app that you see on the PlayStation. But I had always kind of thought that PlayStation locked them down to be just for them since they were branding it as PlayStation Music. So it's going to be kind of weird now to see PlayStation Music powered by Spotify. And then Spotify's also elsewhere. It just makes it feel like it's a thing that just you have, but really not, not anymore.
Right.
I just thought that was kind of weird. So I was kind of surprised whenever I saw this, but good on them because it's a really good service. And I've used it I don't use it very often on my PlayStation because I don't want to have to switch the input to where I have the HDMI, HDCP turned off and on. I just leave it off all the time. And you can't stream the music whenever that's off. On the Xbox One, they don't do that because they handle it much better. So that's going to be nice. And you can play them in the background. It's very easy to, at least on the PlayStation, it was very easy to start it, then move over and just start playing a game. You can bring out the quick menu and change to the next song or whatever. I'm assuming it's going to have a lot of the same features and functions on the Xbox One. So for those people that want to get their music or podcasting on while they're playing, this is a good option.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. I like it. Last thing for me, For Honor is free this weekend.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, that's
hey,
right.
all right.
The 10th through the 13th, PS Plus members only.
There
Be
you
able
go.
to download For Honor. I've watched a buddy play it. I was like, yeah.
So it's only free on PlayStation?
I think it's only free on PlayStation Plus. You know what? I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm reading it off of the PlayStation blog. So, of course, they're just going to talk about it.
I bet it's available on Xbox as well.
It probably is.
with
I think they're
gold.
probably making the distinction because it's on the PlayStation blog.
Yeah.
So they're just like, hey, not everybody on PlayStation, but just PlayStation Plus people.
Yeah.
Get it free for the weekend.
That'd be kind of crazy if on there they're like, and also available on Xbox Live.
Right.
Exactly.
That'd be a little weird.
Yeah, it's probably free everywhere. So, I mean, because it's from Ubisoft. So, yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah, it's on Xbox One and PC as well.
Yeah. So,
Good deal.
go play For Honor if you want. It's free for 3 days.
If you want.
Yeah. Anything else, Christopher?
That is all for me, good sir.
Ed Placencia,
Yes, sir.
what is going on? Do you have anything you want to talk about?
My foot hurts.
Yeah.
Yours too. No.
I know, right? Just the
caught
YouTube
it.
channel.
You caught a bad ankle from your wife.
I know, right?
Don't bring that bad ankle home. I want
She
to catch
sneezed and I got a bad ankle from her. Dang it.
It's going around.
Yeah, it's contagious.
Let's see. New on the YouTube channel this week, we've got that Long Dark live stream. You can watch me die repeatedly and get repeatedly frustrated.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just Cause 3 parts 4 through 8 are up there, and
Are you having fun with that?
yeah, I'm having a good time. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would, which is nice.
Really?
So
There
yeah,
you go.
I'm actually really enjoying it.
Is
So-
the voiceover still getting at you, or is it become numb to it?
Well, I've become numb to it, and when you do those side missions like I'm doing, he doesn't talk as much. You only get like the cutscenes and stuff when you're doing the main mission.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm avoiding the talking as
How's
much as I
flying
can.
around and all that?
I flew around only once on accident, and it was a good time.
Jeez.
I was
That's
trying to take down
awesome.
a helicopter and ended up stuck to the bottom of it. So I flew around the bottom of a helicopter for a bit.
That's funny. But you like the parachute and the zip line, or the, what do you call it? It's like a commando hook that you shoot out. And
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun trying to get the wingsuit down, and it's been a good time.
nice.
Good, man.
Yeah. Let's see. And also new up on YouTube, the entirety of the first episode of Batman: The Enemy Within. That's chapters 1 through 6 are up there.
Dun, dun,
Nice.
dun.
Right?
I like that.
Looking at top 10 YouTube videos combining the average watch time and views for the week of August 1st through the 7th. Number 10, Just Cause 3 Part 1, Welcome Home.
Yeah.
Number 9, Sniper Elite 4 Part 3, San Celini Island, Destroy Cameras. Number 8, Married to the Games, Episode 255, Hiya!
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 Hiya! Hiya!
Hiya.
Number 7, The Long Dark live stream. Number 6, Watch Dogs 2 Part 5, Bottom Dollar Fail. Number 5, Watch Dogs 2 Part 6, Bottom Dollar Complete.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Ori and the Blind Forest Part 14.
Thornfell Swamp.
You got the Thornfell Swamp. We need the Thornfell Swamp.
Ooh, I like that. We should do that.
Thornfell Swamp.
Every week should be a different genre.
Ooh, we should totally do that.
Dude,
we got
my Thornfell Swamp, y'all. And in my Thornfell Swamp, in my Thornfell Swamp.
Yeah, we're gonna gangsterize it.
Oh my
Pulling
gosh,
up my
totally.
gat in the Thornfell
I
Swamp.
got my
yo.
Thornfell Swamp. I got my Thornfell Swamp.
You got your next song, Gabe. It's just like someone
Yes.
changing the radio station.
Exactly.
And every song is about
Exactly.
Thornfell Swamp.
Got my Thornfell Swamp. Get a little ska going on.
Right?
Thornfell Swamp.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you're ruining it. You're ruining it. Stop.
They're getting all of it right now. All of it. They're
I
getting.
like
That's
it.
right. It's all in one
Splice
shot.
that together.
Yeah, exactly. I got my Thornfell Swamp. And swamp.
Deck the Thornfell Swamps with fury. Line. That was
Oh,
fun.
that's good.
I love
That
that.
got out of hand.
That
Right?
really did. Really quick. That
love
escalated quickly.
Nice. Let's see. Number 3, Gabe and Chris react to The Last of Us
Bo.
Part 2.
Yay,
Boom.
bronze.
Settling right
on the
into that
podium.
number 3 spot.
I
once
can't wait
again.
till part
I like
3
it.
comes out and we can get back
I
on
know.
I'm telling you.
that number 1 slot.
Number 2, Watch Dogs 2, Part 48, Ghost Signals. And number 1, Watch Dogs 2, Part 19, Paint Job.
There we go.
Man.
There you go.
Well done, Eduardo.
Good job, everybody.
Well, I was so caught up in listening to the podcast and everybody talking that I haven't brought up any of these questions.
Gabe, do you want to talk about something?
No, exactly.
You got stuff to talk about?
I don't. Red tight pants is what I have to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
What 2 songs did you end up doing, by the way?
Oh, they were perfect, by the way.
I did The United States of Whatever by Liam Lynch. That was the one where I had the rocker shirt and the guitar.
Dude, I have not heard that song in a while, and you nailed it. It was perfect.
And then the other one was Loverboy's Working for the Weekend. That was the one with the vest.
There
and
you go.
Everybody's working for the weekend. So did you guys do full songs or did you just do part songs?
No, we only had about a minute and a half, give or
90
take.
That's pretty cool.
There you go.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That is the way to do it because then it's not like you have to wait through the bridge.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
did you just fade them out or?
Well, the good thing for me is United States of Whatever is only about a minute and a half long, so I did the entire song. But
Okay.
the other one, I waited till we got past the first verse and then after the first chorus, and then I faded it out after that during the little interlude part.
And these were
Nice.
songs you already knew?
Yes.
Or did you have to learn them?
No, I already knew those songs.
Nice. Like all the words? Like you didn't even have to brush up? You were like, oh, I'll just do these 2 because I know
Well,
them?
Working for the Weekend, I don't know every word of the entire song. I did know all the words for United States of Whatever.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah, it's a really short song. It's not very long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super short and hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice. All right. Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. Starting on the old Discord. Oh, the question was, what game, without a lot of detail, has gotten spoiled for you? Kabaski, morning crew. Over on the Discord said, I will have to say the first few hours of Mafia 3 were spoiled for me. I'm playing it now, but a few months ago I decided to watch the Let's Play that Ed Placencia did for the game
Nice.
and had the beginning spoiled for me. My fault, but when I started the game, I knew that was going to happen. I knew what was going to happen at the beginning.
That's awesome.
Oh, my gosh. Jeff said, mine's bad. Like, the whole plot of the game ruined to the point that I'm not sure if I'll ever get around to playing it now. I accidentally overheard who was the origami killer in Heavy Rain. Ugh.
Ooh.
That sucks. That's the bad guy in Heavy Rain. That sucks because you don't hear who the killer is till the very end.
Right. It's like all roads lead to that, right?
Yes. And like
Oh,
for
man.
that to be spoiled would be
Yep.
literally
Oh,
the
wow.
worst. Yeah.
That'd be horrible.
Stumpwater Jack, Heavy Rain, and Fallout 4 were spoiled for me, not by anyone in particular, but by memes. The internet can be a cruel place sometimes. That's really interesting. Seeing memes and then you're like, oh no, I didn't want to read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's happened to me before where you're like watching a preview for a show that you haven't caught up on. And
Right.
you're like, oh, what funeral?
Exactly.
Over on Facebook, Jeremy Marsh, that one with the thing that had that one character who lost some stuff but got it back, they won. That's hilarious.
That's good.
Nice. That's definitely without too many details. Scott Clark said, I had the ending of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic spoiled for me. If you're familiar with how that game wraps up, you know it's pretty epic. It's one of those surprises that simply wouldn't have had the same impact as it would after spending dozens and dozens of hours with your character and then unveiled in the final act. It's why I've never really given the game a second chance since it was originally released. Dak Huntley said EA spoiled the ending of Mass Effect 3. I know, Dead Horse, just joking. Honestly, I can't remember an ending to a game getting spoiled for me. I just want to say, hey, since I haven't answered a question in a while.
Hey, there you go.
I love that. And of course, keeping the forums alive, Robert Darrowgood Jr. over on the forum. Dragon Age Origins partially. I was unaware that there was more than one way for the game to end, so I was partially dreading the ending I thought would be there. But I found another ending, so it's all good. And anyone who's played the game knows. P.S. Gabe, out of respect to you, I won't say who it was in Final Fantasy VII, but I'm pretty sure everyone already knows who it was. I didn't even play the game, and I know who dies. And PSS, if you read my answer on the podcast, can you shout out my wife, Liz? She's going to be 30 this week, and I can say that in public forum because she doesn't mind. Who knows it?
Nice.
And he got it cleared, so that's
exactly.
perfect.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Chules on Twitter at the Chules. Zelda Breath of the Wild, all the praise from game media ruined how open-ended the gameplay was and gave away puzzle solutions to shrines. Blake Greer at Hesser414. Fallout 4, but I played anyway, just to see the ending for myself.
Yeah.
I like that. Tess McPherson at Loki Lover 101. Until Dawn was spoiled for me. I was so mad, but still played it and really enjoyed it.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah,
I know,
and that game
right?
can end so many different ways that
can it?
you can still enjoy it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Tim Paulin at T Paulin 17. Easy Tim. Easy the other Tim.
That's right.
Anybody with the last name Paulin needs to stay away from our Tim Router because he doesn't do good with Paulin. Both endings of Arkham Asylum and City were spoiled by the friend who loaned them to me.
Oh no.
So I guess we're even. That's funny. Thanks for letting me borrow the game. Sorry that you spoiled it for me. I guess we're even. That's funny. I like that. Well, you know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games. Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Married to the games.com. And like Ed was saying, YouTube.com/married to the games. And now on Patreon. Patreon.com/MTTG. Yes, sir. And Tim.
Rate us on iTunes so Piper can ignore everyone while watching YouTube Kids.
Nice.
Good deal.
I like it. Well, let's get into some questions.
We are going to start with some Discord. We're going to start with some Bad Gamer Elite, and we are going to start with a huge shout out to Bad Gamer Elite. He is going through all of our back episodes, starting from episode 1. I've now officially titled him the MTTG Historian, and he's been posting all these different little nuances.
Awesome.
It is so much fun. Man, thank you for that, and keep that up. And I know that at his job, he gets to do that and just listen to podcasts while he's working, which is awesome. So, man, keep that going, and we really appreciate it, and that's very cool.
Wait. I'm gonna read just a couple things he said in the episode chat, just because it's
you please? That'd
really
be great.
interesting.
Yeah.
So episode 29, you guys, it's funny because I did a callback to this when I hurt myself on the table saw here, and I said I'm no longer a black hand model.
Yes.
And that was from episode 29's title, which was called Black Hand Model, because I'd just gone and done something for somebody where they're like, hey, we're doing this marketing thing. Can you come hold some stuff and be our hand model? And I was like,
right,
sure. And I think
awesome.
That's also, which he wouldn't know this, but I think Black Hand Model episode 29 was the first episode that we ever did a picture to.
Really? It was Batman Orange.
Batman Oranges?
Batman Oranges. I'll always remember that one. Yep.
There you go. He said also in the same episode, it was the first time I was called Darius Rucker on the show.
Oh, nice.
Same episode, me and Ed met up. Me and Ed Placencia. And he said episode 30, French Week, Router is dubbed Pollen Boy.
That's funny. Oh, so good.
I love it. It's just so fun watching him go back through and listen and shout out stuff on there.
That he's like just taking little notes and sharing them on Discord. So, man, I can't thank you enough. That is so cool.
It's been cool to see.
That's awesome. All right, his question, what is the most amazing gaming deal you've ever gotten? I'm talking the one that you'd punch a baby dolphin to get. I personally got a PS4.
A baby dolphin.
I personally got a PS4 for $35 brand new at a retailer with a 2-year service plan. That doesn't include any other trade-ins or employee pricing or anything special. Amazing gaming deal you've ever gotten.
Golly. I have not got many deals because I buy stuff right when it comes out.
Yeah.
Like the stuff I really want, and so I always pay full price. I think the best gaming deal I got was when I got extremely lucky. I think it was maybe, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was 3 months after the Wii came out. And I just randomly called the GameStop by my house and was like, hey, I know you guys probably don't have any Wii's in, but I just have to call as a gamer and say, do you have any Wii's in? And they were like, actually, one just got traded in. And I was like, what? Put my name on it. And it was still in that first year, obviously, where it was so hard to get a hold of those. And then I got it home, plugged it up. The guy hadn't cleared his credit, so there was still like $5 worth of credit on there. So I think I bought Excite Bike or something like that from the virtual
Nice.
console or whatever. So that was probably the best gaming deal I got. And it was like less than $200 because I think the Wii came out at $250, but because it was a trade-in, they didn't charge $250 for it. So that was probably mine. Chris, you have one?
I mean, I pretty much, if I'm really into something, I jump on it right when it comes out. So, I mean, I've never gotten like a crazy deal that was so good. It's like, oh my gosh, I got to tell you guys about this deal. It's not one that I can think of.
Ed?
Yeah, I felt like we had a very similar question recently, and I didn't have one then, and I haven't had one since then. So.
You know what's funny? I was just thinking about this, and basically my adult gaming career has been one big gaming deal because I've never really had to pay for anything.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
My PS3, the first one that I got at Costco, I used a gift card and only had to pay like $100. All of my other consoles have been either birthday or Christmas gifts from my wife, and then all the games that I play, I usually use gift cards for. So I pretty much get a gaming deal every time.
There you have it.
There you
So
go.
there it is.
I like that.
Yep. Great question. Thank you so much for that. Keep it up, our historian. We love this. At Don Starlancer, why do you think game budgets are so secretive when this information is readily available for movies? You can look at Wikipedia and see the almost $4 million budget for Gone with the Wind, and it's almost 80 years old, but this is much more difficult for games. I know the film industry is much older and more established, and that's why I checked something so old.
Huh.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that we're kind of kept secret.
Yeah, they don't really divulge a lot of the exact budgets a lot of times for most games.
Yeah, unless they make a crazy amount of money. I think Grand Theft Auto said how much they cost to make because they made $1 billion the first week it came out.
And Destiny also, the first Destiny, they posted their budget about it. It was like over 250 million plus, something like that.
Well, I don't think it was ever officially like they go put an official
right.
number
It was
to
somewhere
yeah.
around there. They never like made a press release out of it.
I wonder if it's hard too because you make a game, but then you're continually patching it and continually doing DLC, and so the number escalates, you know, and you have people on salary, and so it's probably like a smaller number than we're used to seeing because, you know, like if just take, you know, Stancil for instance, I don't know if it works like if you're making a game, Stancil gets paid more than when you're not making a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I wonder if that's a little weird too, and it takes years and years and years. I don't know. It's interesting.
Plus, you probably have different departments for PS4, different departments for Xbox One. You know, you have there's a lot of pots boiling, and the same with movies too. But yeah, it just might be that, you know, some people are outsourced versus some people are salaried, and yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
They know though. They definitely have the number.
Oh, they know.
Yeah, they know. I think they'd be better off saying what it was, or at least giving a ballpark, like this is the budget for this game. To, again, kind of what I was touching on earlier, to keep people's viewpoints in perspective. Because the cost of making games as they get bigger and do more things typically gets higher. And so, I mean, I think it would help people like, oh, wow, $60 for this game, I'm getting a steal kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Good question. At MLS Chop. All right, we got a lightning round.
Yay.
Just the first answer that comes to you. Number one, hot or cold?
Hot.
Cold.
Number two, rain or snow?
Rain.
Snow.
Wow.
Sticking with my cold answer.
That's exactly. Number three, Rice Krispies or cornflakes?
Cornflakes.
Cornflakes, but Rice Krispie treats.
Yes,
Ooh,
definitely.
Yeah, ditto. I like that. Number four, cream or sugar?
Cream.
Black.
Well, if we're going coffee, I drink it black, but just between those two, I like cream better than
Yeah,
I don't put cream in anything else.
Yeah,
I have ice cream.
I would do cream.
Of course, that has sugar, too. I'm just going fast off the top of my head, man. It's lightning. I'm following the rules here.
It's very true. Number 5, soup or salad?
Soup.
Soup.
Soup. Number 6, chicken or pork?
Chicken.
Pork.
Chicken.
Both.
Yes, please.
I mean, I'll go with, shoot,
You'll go
that's
with-
tough.
Picken or chork?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them both.
I mean,
Yep.
pork tastes better, though. It tastes better.
You've not had
You
good
think
chicken.
so?
But I love chicken, but,
I love chicken.
bacon and stuff. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Ooh,
Just can't do, I can do more chicken, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I eat too much pork, then I feel like I've done something wrong.
that's right. Number 7, north or south?
South.
North.
God, south, I guess.
Yeah, south. But a little bit of north? Like middle?
You're north.
I am north, but I love the south.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's the final one. Number 8, potato salad or egg salad?
Neither.
Ugh.
Neither one.
I knew
Lord have
Gabe would say
mercy.
that. I knew he'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I'm there with Gabe. Not touching either.
Yeah, anything that
I don't
follows
know.
salad with salad on the end of it.
Come on, Ed, what do you got?
Potato salad.
I'm going egg salad, baby.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Great
Are they
question.
both cold?
Yes, typically, yes.
Yeah, freaking neither.
Are they both gross? Yeah. Oh.
It's funny because I say
I
cold
love it.
about
I
hot or
love it.
cold, but I do not like eating cold food.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
I mean, that's freezing cold. I understand, but I'm actually not. I'm not a big ice cream guy either, to tell you the truth.
Cereal?
But do you do a good cold pizza, though?
Cold pizza. That's better
Oh,
than hot pizza.
But I'd rather hot pizza.
But okay.
Like I'd rather
Yeah.
if I have to have a sandwich or a panini,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have a panini.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right. You like your stuff warmed up. That's cool.
I do.
But yeah, you prefer cold.
Yes, because
Temperature wise, like
cold in general, because I can warm up. It's
Oh,
hard.
okay.
It's harder
That's
to cool
exactly
down.
how I am. Yep.
It's the yin and yang of
Yeah,
everything.
I'm a
I
cuddler.
gotcha.
I'm a cuddler.
Ooh.
So
Mhm.
I'll take a nice blanket.
Nice.
If I'm too hot, I could be butt naked and still sweating. That sounds terrible.
Right. And that's miserable.
No, you can have that,
Yeah.
Chris.
No, I'm always cold.
You can have that, Chris. All right. Great question. Thank you for that. Nova Beyond, do any of you need any white noise to sleep at night, such as a fan, TV, radio, or a white noise app?
I used to, but now we sleep with it constantly because Milo's still in our room, and we do white noise in all the kids' rooms.
Yeah, I love that.
So I don't have to have it, but it is nice to have. Like I sleep
is
so
nice.
good on the bus because the rumble of the
Oh,
bus
yeah.
is going down. the
Oh,
street.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. I like a good ceiling fan because I get really hot, and so like having ceiling fans are awesome. And unfortunately, in the new house, there will be no ceiling fan.
Oh,
But my sweet wife for Father's Day got me one of those little Dyson circular fans that I can put right next on my nightstand.
Is that
Oh,
like
nice.
a
I
HOA
think
thing?
that-
Can you
I'll
not
love
put
that.
in a ceiling fan?
Oh no, it's not an HOA thing. It's just it's a Lauren thing.
Oh.
I like it.
It's my own personal design committee.
Right.
Ed,
I don't need one, but Sarah likes to have ocean sounds on. So we
Oh,
do that
nice.
every night,
every night.
Chris.
I don't need it either, but we use a box fan because Stacy's used to it.
That's so funny. Both of y'all don't need it, but use it every night. That's funny.
I know,
Yeah, when
right?
she's out of town, sometimes I'll turn it on, but it's more out of habit, just turning it on.
Exactly.
And then,
Oh,
but
that's
if
funny,
I think
yeah.
about it, I'll be like, oh, Stacy's not here. I often go to sleep just without it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like flushing the toilet.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sean Capri, how much coffee is too much coffee? Asking for a friend.
Ed,
Ed?
Tell your friend he's fine. Keep drinking.
Yep. Amen to that, brother. I love it.
I think we start getting the shakes. You've had too many.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenny gets real shaky with caffeine.
Mm.
I don't have that problem.
No.
Yeah. If your pee starts to smell like coffee, you might want to back off a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's so nice.
Isn't it great?
Then
It is
it just makes you want more coffee. Ooh.
aromatic.
Exactly. While you go to the bathroom, you're like, I should make a cup of coffee.
That's right. Ooh-wee. Let's do it. All right, moving on to email. Brian Whetstone, what's up, fellas? Hopefully life is treating you all well. I wrote in just to confirm that there is indeed something in the water. My wife and I are expecting.
Hey!
I think the correct
Nice.
vernacular is player six. That's right. We'll be
Wow.
having our fourth child We'll be expecting our first girl in November.
Wow.
There you go.
What I'd like to ask all of you in the community is prayers and good thoughts for my wife. We've had stressful pregnancies. All of our children were born prematurely. My kids were born 4.5 weeks, 6 weeks, and 3 weeks, and a day early. While all of our children are healthy today, there's nothing worse than the helpless feeling of just watching your child in the NICU.
Amen.
Now for the question. If you could be any fictional character, who would you be and why? I'd want to be Wedge Antilles from Star Wars. For those of you not in the know, Wedge is the X-Wing pilot that leads the attack on the second Death Star. He was also involved in the attack on the first Death Star as well. He's one of those behind-the-scene guys that just gets the job done no matter what. Wait for... Oh, okay. And then... All right, then he says, P.S. Gabe, you are officially one behind on the child counter.
Yeah, I am. Yes, I am.
That's awesome.
And that's fine for now.
I was going to say, I don't think that's a record Gabe's trying to beat.
Yeah, I don't think, yeah.
It is what my wife's trying to beat. But...
Yeah, right? Seriously.
Golly.
All right. Congratulations, man. That is so cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats.
If you could be any fictional character, who would you be?
Human Torch.
Ooh, I like that.
Yep.
Human Torch?
Yes. I love him. Fantastic Four.
Was denied a bank loan.
Yeah, he was denied a bank loan. He can fly, and he can control fire and turn his whole body into fire. Something about that is really dope. And I don't know, because I don't know the comics, but I don't know if he's got like a glaring weakness besides the ladies. But I don't
water.
But I don't know that he has like a kryptonite or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Ed?
Indiana Jones.
Ooh.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
He likes
You said
adventure.
the Human Torch.
I know he's got powers.
It's like saying Aquaman.
No, it's not.
No, it's a little
Indiana
different.
Jones doesn't have any powers.
He has powers of being awesome.
He does have the powers of being
Indiana
awesome.
Jones.
And finding treasure.
Exactly.
I mean, at least
And
if
he's
you were
really
Marty
good with a
McFly,
whip.
you could go back in time or something.
Eddie and Jones.
I gotta find someone named Jones to come along then. Eddie and Jones.
Eddie and the Jones. Nice. I was right
I
there
like
with you.
it. Eddie and the Jones.
Eddie and the Jones.
Oh, that's awesome.
Chris,
what do you got?
I don't really know, so I'm just going to go with
He
this.
wants to be Jerry
I
Jones.
feel like it's no.
Jerry
I want somebody
Jones.
with an actual power.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I'm just going to say Iron Man just because I think
Ooh,
it's
yes.
easiest. I don't really necessarily care about having a specific superpower myself, but I would like to be able to do something cool, still like fly around and have, all the money in the world to do with whatever I want.
Yep.
Right?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm going Superman because just you have superpowers.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome. And I can fly. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, flying is the thing, man.
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
Great question. Thank you for that. Sticking with email, and as always, you can email us mailbag@marriedtothegames. D-High, I really don't see my brother or close cousins much in our adult lives thanks to family and work life. I know that's right. My brother lives 15 minutes away. When we are able to assemble, shout to the Avengers, we break out the Nintendo 64 and play GoldenEye or Smash Brothers. My question for you fellas is, what game or games do you enjoy with others for the nostalgia experience?
Ooh.
Gabe, for you and I, it's definitely Mario Kart. Like
Yeah,
I
was gonna say Mario Kart.
fond memories of karting at night and having a good time.
That's a great answer. Ed, you have one?
I don't know. We usually play newer games. I don't know that we really play anything that we used to play back in the day for nostalgia's sake. Yeah, maybe like poker.
Yeah,
There you
some
go.
Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
Little Texas Hold'em.
Chris?
I'm kind of the same with Ed. I don't really, when my brothers and all of us do get together, if we play a game, it's usually nothing older that we've actually used to play. If we did, it would maybe be something like Mario Kart or something. Is there a Mario Kart on the SNES Classic?
Yep.
Yeah, so like if I'm able to get one of those, I might try, although there's only 2 controllers, so it's not quite the same as like when we did it back in the day with the N64. Although the N64 Classic may be a thing that comes next year, so we'll see.
Yeah. We can make 3 of those next year.
Yep.
Right.
There you go.
I wonder if they do come out with that, if it's going to have more than 2 controllers. I bet it won't, but that'd be cool if
It
they...
needs to, though, because it was 4 back in the day, right?
Well, yeah, it was 4 back in the day, but I mean, if none of the games that they put on it can utilize more than 2 players, it doesn't really matter.
You would think they had to put GoldenEye on there.
I don't think so. I mean,
You don't think they could?
I think they're going to...
licensing and all
the
that?
more with the licensing stuff they're going to struggle with.
Mm.
They're probably going to keep more of that stuff off, I would assume.
Oof, that would be a heartbreaker if they bring that out and don't have GoldenEye on there. I understand I understand the hurdles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
yeah.
like make it happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
We'll see.
Gracious. Yeah. Good answer. Good question.
Yep.
Moving on to Facebook, Joseph Grimm. Hey guys, so I played and finished The Last of Us a few weeks ago. I didn't play it at first because of the language, which I don't fault you for that at all. Is there any games you were late to the party on but glad you played? Thanks for the podcast. Love you guys. And Tim, glad your dad is doing well. Oh man, thank you. Appreciate that, Joseph. It's awesome. Yeah, got any games we were late to the party on but glad you played?
Mass Effect 2 and 3.
There you go.
Loved those games. And I waited till they came to PlayStation.
I'm really glad I'm playing Mafia 3 right now. I know I was late to the party on that, but I'm really enjoying it. And in the past, Shadow of Mordor has always been the game that I snoozed on for a while and then ended up platinuming.
There you go. Chris?
I felt like I was late to the Assassin's Creed stuff because my first one was Black Flag, and I was like, man, this is awesome. And then I played Syndicate, and I was like, well, maybe not.
Not so much.
You happened to jump in on the best one.
Yeah,
you did, man.
But at the time, I was like, what have I been missing?
Yeah, of course. Who's Desmond? Yeah.
Right.
Ed?
Probably just because we got a PS4 so late, all of those exclusives like The Last of Us and Second Son and Uncharted and what have you.
Yep.
And then, Tim, were we late to the party on Infinite?
Oh, yes, we were. Big
Bioshock
time, yeah.
Infinite?
Yeah,
out to be one
because
of my
that
favorite
came
games
out. That came out in the fall, and then I picked it up in that summer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we were definitely
wow.
late to that. We all were late to that one. We just kind of poo-pooed it for a while, and holy cow!
Yeah, because I didn't like 1 and 2 so much that I was like, bleh.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yep. Interesting. Great question. Thanks for that. Sticking with Facebook, Catalan Chelsoy, do any of you actually exercise your Second Amendment right and keep and bear arms?
Huh.
If so, any favorites? If not, next time when you are in the Memphis area, let me know and I'll hook it up with some classes. Should be fun.
I love that.
I pack a Glock 17 daily, and 2 of my favorites are my AR-15 and my Springfield M1A. I have a lot more than that, but it would take too long to list them all. That's
Wow.
awesome. Man, I ain't mad at you for that at all. I actually want a gun. I don't own one. Unfortunately, we've had in the past year actually 2 incidents of friends, one passing away from a gun and one getting their head shot, but
Oh my gosh.
still surviving and now he's fine. He was just being stupid at the time, but it's kind of those.
Jeez
it's kind of those scary things. Oh no, his parents will tell you that he was being stupid. But
I remember that.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel
my
like
gosh.
you mentioned that on the show.
yeah.
To
This
some
is,
extent.
it was right at Lauren's 40th birthday party, and we were supposed to have it at Pauline and Pierre's house,
Yeah.
and it was her nephew.
That's right. Remember that.
But and yeah, he'll never live that down. But he's doing awesome, and we've had these incidents that Lauren is just petrified of them, doesn't want them. And you know, it's just one of those things. I'm happy to go to the gun range then if that's the case. But you know, I don't. As much as it would be great, I don't want to go behind her back or do anything like
Well,
that.
yeah.
And just be respectful of that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've always wanted one. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I was always on the fence too. I had one in the house growing up. My dad always had one. He had a shotgun, which looked always brand new because I don't think he ever did anything.
Right, that's awesome.
But I think he was more of a, wanted to scare somebody with it than
Right.
like to go shoot it. So yeah, man, I was a city boy growing up, and so we didn't really mess with that too much. In comparison to living here in the South and, seeing a lot of the good old boys out in the country shooting guns all the time. So I've definitely shot guns as an adult now because I think it's fun going down to the range and doing the whole, shooting the clay discs and everything. That's so much fun.
That is fun.
But yeah, we don't own a gun either. But not against it or anything. Just never got around to it being that important to me to go get one.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. It's never been that important to do so.
Mm-hmm. Even though I think they're awesome, but I understand the scary aspect of them too.
Yep, me too.
Ed?
Yeah, we don't have one. It's kind of the same thing. I don't hunt, and it's fun to shoot them, but it's kind of like golf. I like playing golf. I've played once or twice, but not enough to actually get a set of clubs.
Mm.
Right.
So yeah, it's just something I've never really felt like I needed one.
Yeah. Texas?
Yes, I live in Texas.
I have 40.
Guns are a thing.
Yes, they are.
I have guns, or I have a gun. I've grown up with guns, did hunting, when I was younger. I don't shoot a ton nowadays, but I do have a gun. And I don't carry it daily or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
I had a friend.
I know.
He was an older gentleman that I used to go to church with, and he always had his gun on him.
Even in
so
church?
funny to me.
Even in church.
Wow.
And so it was like one of those things that was like, it was fun as a kid, like, but still like unnerving all at the same time. Like, even though I know that people that carry guns are usually extremely responsible with their guns. But as a kid, I was always like, that's cool, but like you didn't want to hug them.
yeah,
Right.
You felt they were a ticking time bomb.
No, not from that aspect. I was just like, I just don't want something to happen. I was just
Right.
How many people are angry at you that you have to carry that every day?
Yeah,
no,
seriously.
it wasn't about. Yeah, it wasn't about that. It was
usually
just,
about that.
He just loved guns. You know, what I'm saying?
It's
It
just
was
so
like,
funny.
It was just like the Wild West in him. I guess I don't know.
That's what I thought of as
Yeah.
Old West.
I have lots of friends though that carry guns all the
Nice.
time. Like
Yep.
even
Really?
Oh yeah. But it was
Wow.
like it was one of those things. Like one of our guys on the road is a big gun guy, but like we can't take it everywhere. He didn't want to get in trouble, and so like
Sure.
he used to bring it out all the time, and we used to talk guns and stuff like that. And he would show me his gun and stuff like that, and how to handle it, and showed me his license and everything like that. And then my mom for my 30th birthday bought me like the go get your gun license.
Nice.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just never got around to doing it. I always hate that I never did it because I would love to, be licensed in it and be, very aware of
Exactly.
everything that goes on with that. Yeah, because I don't want to buy one and not really know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Like I want to just have one to
Right.
have one. So
Yeah.
Well, it gets hard traveling around too, anyways, because every state is different.
Yep.
There's not
Yep.
really
Right,
like a
all
law
the
that
state
says
laws
once
are
you have
different.
this license, you can go to any state. It's like, no, every state's got their own little
Right.
variances of that. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we started doing New York and stuff like that more, he was like,
Yeah.
I gotta leave it at home because I'm
Yeah.
trying to go to jail.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Yeah.
Chris, what's the gun of choice, if you don't mind me asking?
well, I like pistols. I don't really have much need for rifles or anything because I don't hunt anymore. I do like
Right.
shotguns. Shotguns are a lot of fun. And if I were to go hunting, today or like this year or something, what I would do is dove hunting because it's more accessible and you can do it in more places without having to go quite as far out. And I really like dove hunting.
And that's more of a birdshot thing anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. And my
cool.
dad's got so
That's
many
dope.
guns,
It's
and it's like,
Yeah, right.
I know he always tells me like, see these guns, that's going to be yours one day. So I'm always like, well, I don't really have a need to go out and buy a bunch
That's
of guns
awesome.
because
Chris
I'm
is
going to be
gonna
loaded up
inherit
here
an
at any point.
arsenal.
Yeah, so
I love that. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like
That's
the guy
great.
from Men in Black where he like turns around the thing.
Exactly.
all these guns in the secret compartment.
That's hilarious.
This will all be yours. That's great. Good question, man. Thank you for that.
I love that. Yeah.
All right, moving on to Twitter at Fighting Noobs. What are some of your pet peeves when it comes to party chat etiquette?
Oh gosh.
Gabe's got some.
Well,
Hit it.
here's the thing. I love party chat.
yes, me too.
I'm a little bit uppity when it comes to a party chat and everybody playing different games.
Yeah, right?
And so like that got a little hard in the Destiny days because the parties were only 3, but we have like the full party chat going of 8, but there'd be like 3 different games going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
so unless you know everybody's voice, you don't know exactly if they're talking to you, if they're talking to somebody else.
Yep.
And so like my only
That would be
etiquette thing
weird.
is just like it can get a little loud if everybody's playing a different game. So I like it if we're all
Yeah.
kind of doing the same thing.
I would find that very distracting.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little tough. Yeah. Get that guy. And you're like, what? And they're like, oh,
Where,
sorry.
where?
I was talking to Raven. You're like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you're going to chat, let's all chat if we're on the same game. And honestly, that's why I really don't do a whole lot of party chat unless we're doing
that's the
some
reason?
sort of multiplayer together. Right.
It's not the 5:30 a.m.
Well, I mean, I've gotten invites before
Yeah.
from my morning crew, but it's like for me it is a distraction, and that's the time I like to just kind of chill out. But if it is a multiplayer thing and we're all playing the same game, like for the Overwatch weekend, that's when I jumped on, and it was good and it made sense and it was fun.
Yeah. And, if we're in there just to chat and it doesn't have to be strategic, then everybody obviously can be playing their own games.
Right. Just to catch up with everybody.
Yeah. Chris?
I fall in line with you where I don't know if it's so much an etiquette thing, but I typically will not jump into a party chat if I'm not teaming up with people to play something together. Because if I'm playing another game that's single player, if you will, then I usually want to focus in on that. I'm not going to be chatting with other people. And then there's the whole, like you said, like somebody saying, oh, go do this. Or you're like, wait, what? And then they're in a totally different game. It's like, oh, I wasn't talking to you. As far as etiquette wise, in my opinion, I don't like a lot of loud noise. So if you're like music. Sitting in the living room and you got music blasting, no, that is not happening in my party chat. You're getting kicked if I'm holding that party down. I don't like, and I understand this is a bit of a comfort thing. And I'm talking specifically if I'm hosting the party. If your friend comes in and they're just using all kind of language under the sun, nah. I mean, I'm not going to have that. Which I understand if they got invited by their friend, they probably know how they are. But it's like, but you're coming into my party. It's like, nah, I can't do that. So the main thing is music and or loud environments, and then like language. And I not that I have, I don't get offended by, bad language, but if it's like every 2 seconds is like, F this, and man, the F and the F-ity F, I'm like, all right, come on. let's settle down there, Junior.
That's funny. It's kind of like somebody coming to a party that you throw and drinking all the alcohol and getting extremely drunk, and it's a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
You're like, will you take your friend someplace, please? We trying to have a good time up in here. And they're naked.
And I'll put up with it a little bit in the beginning, but it's like, it's always going to get to that point where it's like, all right. We're good, right? We're good with this, door
right?
is closing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Nice.
Ka-chunk. Ed?
The only time I've ever done party chat is on Overwatch, and it's always with the community, so it's always been a good experience. So I don't really have a lot of pet peeves. I think for the most part, I usually have notifications turned off because usually if I'm playing, it's a single player game. And so like if I was playing Uncharted and it's like, so-and-so invited you to a party. I'm like, I'm doing something.
Yeah, but don't be offended if we don't join your party.
Yeah, like
we're just doing something.
Yeah, and so and that's the thing too, is that kind of like Tim, I get distracted if I'm trying to do something and I'm talking at the same time, and you've seen any of my Let's Plays, you know that happens. So
yeah,
sometimes I just don't want to get distracted.
Good enough at distracting myself.
Right.
That's funny. That's a great question.
Good question. Final question at Loki Lover 101. What's your highest gaming accomplishment?
Oh gosh, I think beating any JRPG. Probably only just because they're so long.
You get the Medal of Honor,
yeah,
brother.
they're so long and they're so weird, and so if you can stick through it, and because JRPGs they're all about the grind, and so when I like beat Ni no Kuni or any of the Final Fantasy games, I'm always like, all right, yes, when you've put 100 hours into something. Persona 4 was the same way, so it might be not a great accomplishment because people do it all the time, but for me and the time that I have to put into a game. That's always an accomplishment for me when I can sink that much time into a game.
Yeah.
Router?
I was gonna say any platinum for me. I've just that feeling that you get when it pops up. You're like, oh, that's great. You have that sense of accomplishment. So any platinum for me.
Eduardo?
Usually, if it's a group game like a Jackbox game or even like a dancing game or something, and I just happen to glance around the room and everyone is smiling or laughing or really enjoying themselves.
Amen.
I'm like,
amen to that.
This is nice.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Chris?
I think the accomplishment that I look back to the most and like, man, I'm really glad I got that is the Destiny Platinum. Just because it's
nice.
Now I couldn't have got it by myself. I had to have it with friends, so that kind of adds to it. But out of all the ones I got, I mean that Flawless Raider trophy was really hard to get, and I'm really glad that we were able to get a team and do it together. And that was the last one that I needed. And when we got it, and then it all just went through. Every time I look at my trophies, which I'm not a huge trophy guy, but I do enjoy getting them. And when I look at them, and I always scroll past that Destiny Platinum, I'll usually click back on it and look at it and be like, yeah, I remember that.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I love that. That's a great question.
Great question. Thanks, everybody.
Good one to end on. Good job, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
The question of the week for you guys, with all the re-releases, are you done with the re-releases? For some reason, there was a big hoopla over, I think it was Earthworm Jim, like a week ago or something like that. And I was like, oh man, another re-release. For me personally, I'm a little done with the re-releases, like the stuff brought up to PS4 and stuff like that. Like, I like things like, obviously we just had Crash Bandicoot, and I'm not saying there's not a market for it, but I like the moving forward thought of new games, new stories, new adventures to get into. Are you guys done with the re-releases, Chris?
No, keep bringing them.
Ed?
Yeah, I don't mind them.
Tim?
Yeah, I'm indifferent because I never played the originals, really. I will say I am done with any of the re-releases in movies. I think some of these, that they're bringing back are ridiculous and shouldn't be done. But for games, no, man, it's fine.
There you go. I'm the only grumpy old man when it comes to these re-releases. For some reason, I'm like, oh, what a waste of time. Not really, because I understand that people have, like Tim is saying, he didn't play it the first time. And so to play it when it finally comes, to current gen, I understand that. But like maybe for me, for being around, I don't know. I'm like, ugh. So you guys let us know if you're done with the re-releases or if you're digging them. Like Chris is saying, keep on bringing them. And like Ed is saying, don't bring any more superhero movies.
It'll never happen, Ed. Sorry.
Dang it.
We're at least 2 to 3 good years away before those start to really fall off.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Ed's done with the re-releases of the superhero movies.
I know. I'm like the guy in the 30s. It's like, can we stop with the westerns? Give us 80 years.
That's good.
That same guy's really old right now. He's like, Westworld. Oh, a whole world about the West?
Right?
That's not really what it is. I'm just looking at the title. That's funny. Let us know. Are you done with re-releases? I want to know. I'm very curious. Maybe I'm the only grumpy one here, and that's fine too. Thank you guys for listening. 256 in the books. I'm your boy Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Ed Placenzi. That is Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games, and we're up out this thing.